painters. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Back to the KDKA Radio High School Basketball Game of the Week pregame show. Countdown to tip-off. Powered by Bowser Chevrolet on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
A trip to the WPIAL semifinals is on the line tonight at Norwin High School as we get set for this 5A quarterfinal matchup between the 3rd seed, the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars, and the 6th seed, the Penn Hills Indians. This is the KDK Radio High School Basketball Game of the Week, powered by Bowser Chevrolet right here on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. I'm Josh Roundtree. Great to be with you tonight at Norwin High as we get set for this matchup between the Jags and the Indians. These two teams having really, really good back halves of their seasons, really strong opening victories in the postseason as well. Thomas Jefferson earning the 3 seed this year with a record now of 21-2, 12-0, undefeated section champions in Class 5A Section 3. They finished ahead of Peters Township, South Fayette, Ringgold, Baldwin, Trinity, and Bethel Park. Penn Hills, meanwhile, 11-1 in their section, 17-6 overall. In Class 5A Section 2, 11-1 champions of their section. They were ahead of Shaler, Hampton, Indiana, Kiski, Plum, and Armstrong. And now they meet here, a rare matchup between the Indians and the Jaguars. You go back over the last 20 years, they have not played in the last 20 years, these two squads from TJ and Penn Hills, and they will meet tonight for a chance to go to the semifinals. Penn Hills looking for its first semifinal appearance since the 2022-2023 season. They have bowed out in the first round each of the last 2 years. This year able to get over that first round hump. They beat South Fayette in the first round on their home floor by a final score of 48-27. Thomas Jefferson, meanwhile, they're looking for their first semifinal appearance in quite a while. You have to go back to the 2019-2020 season, the last time the Jaguars made it to the semis, and they will, I think, certainly be in line for, a chance to get there in this one. They are taking on a very good Penn Hills team, but this is a TJ team that has just been exceptional. They have two phenomenal scorers of the basketball in their two big guards, or you could call them small forwards, Justin Fry and Nick Turkula. Turkula, their leading scorer, at 21.9 points per game, and he went for 27 in their first round win over Latrobe 3 days ago. Fry, meanwhile, scores an even 20 points per game. He had 25 against the Wildcats of Greater Latrobe in that last contest, their first round victory on Tuesday. So now these two teams meet up, and if you look at their seasons as a whole, but both very strong. Thomas Jefferson in particular, you look at the start of their year, they were unbeaten until December 28th without a loss. Then they fell to McDowell, a school located in Erie, not a WPIL team. They lost that game by 8 points. And the West Allegheny tournament just after Christmas, They hopped right back in to the win column. However, they beat another team from Erie in Erie High School. They rattled off wins in the back half of their year over Bethel Park and Montour. They beat Elwood City. They beat Baldwin in a close game. They beat Peters Township, lopsided win over the second-place finishers in this section of theirs in Peters Township. They beat Trinity. They lost then to Penn Trafford, a non-section game. Kind of a surprise the way that they really just kind of got handled in that game by the Penn Trafford Warriors, 57-43, but they have bounced back in a major way since then. Winners coming in of 5 consecutive games, 4 of those in their section over South Fayette, Bethel Park, Ringgold, Baldwin, and then the first-round win over Latrobe. For Penn Hills, their season got off, well, not so great. They fell in their first 4 games. They lost to Moon, Mohawk, Woodland Hills, and then a section game against Indiana. And I think at the time, Chris Giles' team, maybe there were some that were hitting the panic button a tad because Penn Hills, they have a great history of success. They're not exactly used to being in that situation where they are 0-4. And they started the year 0-4, then they came back. They won 5 consecutive games to get back over 500 before we saw them 2 days after Christmas. 2 days after the turn of the new year against the Central Catholic Vikings. They lost that game 42-31. It was a gritty, low-scoring basketball game as Central Catholic got pressured in. Central right now the number 2 seed in the Class 6A playoffs. They ended up winning that game at Penn Hills. But really the Indians not exactly dismayed from that. They came back from that. They beat Plum. They beat the Neighborhood Academy in overtime. It's a really good team. They beat Kiski. They beat Indiana in a rematch. They won that game by 5 points after losing to Aaron Webb and the Little Indians earlier in the year. They beat Hampton on the road. That's a playoff team that's pulled off a victory already in the postseason. They beat Armstrong. They lost to North Hills in a shootout in the PBC Hall of Fame Classic at North Hills High School. 76-71 was the final there. But they have come back since then after that loss on January 24th with now 6 consecutive wins, beating Shaler, beating Plum, beating Propel Braddock Hills, Kiski, and then Deer Lakes in a playoff tune-up game, a good Deer Lakes team. And then the victory in the first round for Penn Hills against South Fayette brings them here to this quarterfinal day. You look for them in the first round, I should say. They beat South Fayette 48-27. That was Tuesday. Calix Clark had 22 points for the Indians, and that was a big effort. He had 28 against North Hills earlier. Not a guy that scores in the 20s a ton for them, but he put up 22 in that first round game. And they also got 13 points from Amon Hawthorne, who is their leading scorer at nearly 21 points per contest. Clark is their second leading scorer at 14 points per game. He also leads the team in rebounding at over 7 per contest as well. So they have come back nicely. They were able to, after a kind of tight first quarter against South Fayette, pull away over the next 2 frames. They were up just 9-7 after 1 quarter. They then outscored South Fayette 27-9 over the next 2 frames. They allowed only 2 points in the third quarter of that game. And I think that for this team in Penn Hills, their ability to clamp down defensively is the story for them. They have the second best defense as far as opponent points per game go in the entire class of 5A. They give up just a mere 46.1 points per game. Only Moon is better than that at 43.6 points per game. The Moon Tigers taking on the Gateway Gators tonight at 8 o'clock in a quarterfinal. We'll run down the bracket, the rest of it, in just a moment. But you look at this Penn Hills team, their ability to create turnovers, I think is what separates them. And I think that is probably the chief concern right now for Dom DeSico on that Thomas Jefferson bench and with his Jaguars is they cannot have a bunch of live ball turnovers. They cannot cough the ball up because Penn Hills can turn you over. They can flip it the other way and get out and run and get a bunch of one-legged layups or two-handed dunks at the rim if you are coughing the ball up. So they have to be, Thomas Jefferson does, very careful with the basketball around this Penn Hills team because, the Indians, they feast off of turnovers. And if they don't get them, they're still a really good half-court man-to-man team. They can still D up really well. So you have a really good defensive team on the Penn Hill side. For Thomas Jefferson, it's really quite the opposite. Not that they're bad defensively, though they did struggle in their first-round game over Latrobe, 86-79, but their offense is really what leads them. They are tied atop 5A as far as best offense goes, 68.3 points per game, which is a lot for a high school team, playing in 8-minute quarters, so you don't get a ton of time, but they are scoring at a very high rate so far this year. Mentioned Turkula and Fry, what those guys can do. Those two players combined for about 2/3 of their scoring night in and night out. About 40 of their 60 points come from Turkula and Fry. In that game on Tuesday, that 5A first-round contest against Latrobe, 86-79, the final there. Nick Turkula had 27 points. Justin Fry had 25. They got 10 from Noah Sear. But Thomas Jefferson, they trailed in that game. They were down by 8 with 3 minutes left in the third quarter, and they were certainly on upset alert at that point as the Latrobe Wildcats, a 14 seed, were knocking on the door of what would have been a really, really surprising upset in what has been a bracket that has already featured one gigantic upset, with Ringgold beating Lincoln Park on Tuesday 79-77. And we have now a 15 seed and a 10 seed playing tonight in this Class 5A bracket. But they were able to come back. Thomas Jefferson was in that game. They powered back with a big fourth quarter, and they won the game 86-79. And for Thomas Jefferson, it's really a bounce-back year. Last year, talking to Dom DeSico, really coming off a season in 2024 when they won 21 games, and they had a great score, the program's all-time leading scorer, Evan Berger. They were, I think, kind of primed to maybe take a little bit of a step back. It was probably bigger than what they thought it was going to be. They went from a 21-win team to just a 10-win team a year ago. They were 10-13. They made the playoffs. However, they have come back nicely. They have more than doubled their win total from a year ago. And so that is a huge feather in the cap, and they've done it by being up-tempo, by scoring the basketball. They will still try to get after you on defense, but this is a score-first type of mentality that Thomas Jefferson has, and they will certainly be able to score the ball against just about anybody in the WPIL, but they'll be tested tonight against 5A's second-best defense. So I love the dichotomy of the matchup. I love two different styles going at it. I think it makes for a really fun basketball game. Can TJ get the ball to the rack? Can they score it? Can they knock down shots? If they can, I think they're going to have a good chance at winning. However, if they are not able to, then I think the game really plays into the hands of the Penn Hills Indians, who do have a couple of really good scores, and they've been scoring the basketball better down the stretch this year. They had just 48 points, yes, in that first-round game. That's against a South Fayette team that is a really, really talented defense. However, before that, you go back in the 6-game winning streak, 61 points against Shaler, 62 against Plum, 83 against Propel. Against Kiski, they dropped 64, Deer Lake 66. So they're not going out there and scoring, 70, 80 points in a game, but they are very consistently up over 60 here since really about the end of January, the midway point of January. They've been able to get their offense clicking, have the Penn Hills Indians in a very, very nice way. Mentioned the sections for these two teams. And I think once you get to the playoffs, you start peeking at the sections and you think, all right, well, maybe did we underestimate this section? Did we overestimate this section? How has this section performed in the postseason? And you look at Thomas Jefferson, the number 2 team in their section, Peters Township. They were upset in the first round, a 10-7, but a slight upset. And Hampton, the third-place finisher in Penn Hills' section, they beat Peters Township. South Fayette lost to Penn Hills, another team from Section 2. Ringgold, however, the fourth team out of Section 3, pulled the biggest upset in the WPIL playoffs to this point as a 15 seed beating Lincoln Park again 79-77. So I don't know how you quite look at the section, to be honest. In a couple of instances you say, well, maybe a couple of disappointing performances with Peters and South Fayette. But then your 4 team out of the section in Ringgold pulls the massive upset. You look at the Penn Hills side, well, they have Shaler in their section. They picked up a really convincing win over Franklin Regional, a 9-8, 65-50. Hampton in the section, they pulled that upset over Peters, and Indiana took Gateway as a 12 seed. They took the 5 seed Gateway to overtime. So right now, I think what we're learning is maybe Section 2 a little bit stronger than maybe the committee originally thought, but at the same time, at the end of the day, you roll the basketball out there and you line up to play, and you never know what's going to happen night in and night out. But I think we have seen a very, very strong showing from Section 2 so far, as they sit with a record of 3-1, while Section 3 sits with a record of 2-2 so far in this postseason since the first round. Latrobe, mentioned the Latrobe loss. There were play-in games. Ringgold won a play-in game, so you tack another win to the Ringgold side of things. They were able to win a game against Laurel Highlands pretty convincingly, 64-39 in a play-in game. The other play-in games, Montour beat McKeesport to get the final seed, and then Latrobe beating Mars 57-46. There's a lot of really good teams in 5A. I think it's something we've talked about all year long, is the caliber of the teams in this classification. And you look down the list, when a 15 seed beats a 2, I think you kind of get an understanding on how good the sections are. Even a team in Montour, they hung tight with Chartiers Valley. They lost that game by 13, but they were kind of in the mix in that one as the 17 seed in this 5A field. They were able to hold tight, but Char Valley won that game 61-48. Mentioned as the 9 seed, Shaler beating Franklin Regional 65-50. So tonight it is Chartiers Valley against Shaler. That game was a 6 o'clock tip-off, so we'll get you an update here shortly on what happens between Chartiers Valley and Shaler. In the bottom half of the bracket on that side, Moon against Penn Trafford. That was the first round matchup. Moon won that game 45-30. We talked about how they have the best defense in 5A, with Penn Hills being second to them. That defense on display as they held a good Penn Trafford team, one that beat Thomas Jefferson to just 30 points. They moved on to face Gateway. Gateway overtime winners over Indiana. That a great matchup between Indiana's Aaron Webb and Gateway's Michael Bruce McCrommon. 56-50 the final score as that game went to overtime, but Gateway got the win on their home floor. So tonight it is Moon against Gateway. On the other side of the bracket, Ringgold springing that massive upset, 79-77 over Lincoln Park. The 15 seed Ringgold tonight at 7:30 takes on the 10 seed Hampton. Mentioned Hampton's victory 50-45 over Peters Township. They will tip that game off tonight at 7:30. That will be played at Peters Township's home court, the AHN Arena down at Peters Township. And then that brings us to this matchup, number 3 against number 6. Thomas Jefferson winners over Latrobe, 86-76. And Penn Hills winners over South Fayette, 48-27, this 7:30 tip tonight. These winners will go on to the semifinals, and they will take on each other on Tuesday. Semifinal set for Tuesday, sites and times to be determined. The good news for all 8 of the teams remaining right now, they have all punched tickets to the PIAA playoffs. It's just a matter of where the order will be, because in 5A, 8 teams go to the postseason. So I think if you're all of these teams, this is not your last basketball game. You will play more after this. However, you want to keep this run going to the Peterson Event Center next weekend. You do not want to be a team that's looking at the state playoffs as their next goal. You want to look at the WPL semifinals, and then you want to look at the WPL championship if you are so lucky. So I think that's what makes these playoff matchups meaningful. The ability to go play at the Peterson Event Center, the ability to play for a championship at a big venue, a great venue like the Pete is. And for both of these teams tonight, it's another step on that pathway towards the Peterson Event Center tonight, as it is Penn Hills and Thomas Jefferson. TJ's never won a WPIL title. They are in search of their first. The 2 seeds already been eliminated from these playoffs. So perhaps Thomas Jefferson should be looked at as the favorite to make it to the Pete right now, with a 15, 10, and 6 seed on their side of the bracket. But the Penn Hills Indians, winners of 6 district titles in their history, as most recently as 2023 as well, they stand in the way here tonight at Norwin High School. Had a chance to catch up with both coaches and Chris Giles and Dom DeSico as they get ready for this matchup tonight. Had a couple of great conversations. Up first, I sat down with the head coach of the Penn Hills Indians, and that is Chris Giles, as he joined us here as we get set for TJ and Penn Hills tonight on KDKA Radio. The Penn Hills Indians, Chris Giles. Chris, congratulations on getting to this point so far. Can you take me through round one, South Fayette? Boy, it seems like you guys defensively really clicking in that game.
Yeah, I mean, South Fayette is a really good team. They're really well coached with Coach Meisland. Our guys were prepared. We had a home game. That's all they kept mentioning. This particular senior group has never played in a home game. So we just wanted to maximize being at home.
Take me through this run you guys are on now. It seems like, we saw you back right at the turn of the new year. It seems like offensively things have really started to roll for you here of late. What's changed there? Yeah, I mean, we have a senior-led group. We start 4 seniors and a sophomore. It was only a matter of time, as I mentioned to you earlier. It was only a matter of time before, they started to figure out how to play within the system or with each other. That's the thing what happens when you play over the summer. The summer is a completely different ball game than, the regular season. Stuff that you were able to do, you're not going to be able to do. So we really just had to focus in on, being more team-oriented. And at the start of that practice, we had to hold guys accountable for the shots that they've taken, and we want to take good shots. I'm not going to take a shot away from anybody, but we want it to be a good shot. Tell me about Amon's growth so far. He's obviously been really good here of late for you. He's been good in your time with him, but it seems like here of late he's putting up some really big numbers. Yeah, I mean, he's a terrific player. When he's locked in, he's dialed in and focused. He's as good as anybody in the Whippeal. He struggled early, so I think some people kind of forgot about him. But as as we have made this ascending as a team, Amon has been the catapult for that. He's scoring. But again, I think one of the things that goes on, unnoticed is his leadership, even in practice, and leadership looks different for everybody. Amon has a unique way of making sure that everybody is on the same page and everybody feels wanted and warm. How big has Calix Clark been for you guys here of late? He was obviously really good in that last game. Yeah, I mean, both of those guys are returning first-team all-section players. Calix had to get in a rhythm too. And as Amon and Calix have both gone through that, our team has gone through it. But as I mentioned to them, they are starting to see the fruits of their labor, all the hard work in practice, all the the shooting before practice or after practice on their own. It's starting to look like it. Before we get into this TJ team, I talked to Coach DeSico a little while ago. He said he coached against you when you were in high school. He said that shows how old he is. But what do you remember about those West Mifflin TJ games back in the day? Because that's a rivalry right there. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, Mr. DeSico, his oldest son Dom and I, we're the same age. So we played football against each other from 7th grade all the way to high school. We played basketball against each other, and the only thing I remember is Mr. DeSico's a very intense guy. So was his son. He's really energetic, nice guy off the court, but on the court, he wants to win as bad as anybody. What about his team this year? What stands out when you watch them on tape? I mean, man, they're really good. They have 5 guys who can play, dribble, pass, and shoot. They're more athletic than people give them credit for. They have good size. They run the floor. They sprint the floor. As I mentioned, they really do a good job of stretching teams out with their ability to shoot the ball. They have 2 guys that score 20 a game. How do you handle a team that has 2 dynamic scorers like they do? Hope our 2 guys who score 20 are better than their 2 guys. I love that. It's a great answer. Chris, good luck tonight. Thank you. All right, thank you, Josh. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. When we come back, we will be joined by the head coach of the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars, Dom DeSico. That is when we come back to Norwin High School. It's the 5A playoffs tonight, the quarterfinal round. It's Penn Hills and Thomas Jefferson. Coming up in just a bit here on KDKA Radio. This is the high school basketball game of the week, powered by Bowser Chevrolet on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Jen, I didn't know you shopped here.
Hey, I'm hunting for something fresh for spring.
Oh, girl, skip them all. Jewelry Television has the best spring looks right now.
JTV, way ahead of you. Just hit up JTV.com yesterday, scored the cutest clover earrings, 2 tennis bracelets, and this gorgeous pearl ring.
Right now, new customers get $20 off any purchase of $99 or more at JTV.com.
Oh, and gold hoops and this turquoise bracelet.
Just a couple things, huh?
Maybe more than a couple.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement. Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Tune in this Sunday morning at 8 for the Coons Cooking Hour with Rob Pratt and the Coons Market team when they discuss delicious pasta recipes. It's the Coons Cooking Hour, presented by Coons Market, your hometown Pittsburgh grocer.
Hey folks, Marty. Why did MediConnect choose to sponsor the Warmathon and KDK Radio? Well, their folks see firsthand the pressures, financial pressures, seniors are facing every day. No senior should overpay for services that may be included in over 70 different Medicare options. There's never a fee for MediConnect's top-rated service to assist seniors in finding the right Medicare plan. Call MediConnect, 888-818-6334, or visit MediConnectInsurance.com.
At PJ Fitzpatrick, you don't have to pick between affordability and quality. You can get American-made windows that are beautiful, affordable, and energy efficient. Plus, you can trust PJ Fitzpatrick with their 45 years of experience, thousands of 5-star reviews, and lifetime guarantee on materials and labor. You can have it all. Visit trustpj.com today for a free design consultation. That's trustpj.com.
Welcome back to the KDKA Radio High School Basketball Game of the Week pregame show. Countdown to tip-off. Powered by Bowser Chevrolet on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Welcome back to Norwin High School as we get set for Thomas Jefferson and Penn Hills tonight in the Class 5A quarterfinals. We're now joined by the head coach of the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars, Dom DeSico. Dom, congrats on getting to this point so far. Let's look back not all that long ago, just 3 days ago, your matchup with Latrobe. You guys got behind in that one, but you found a way to win the basketball game. What did you take away from that performance?
You know, we knew Latrobe, I watched them play against Mars, and their size is a problem when you see them up close, 6'4", 6'7". They're really well coached, move the ball. I thought our kids, I thought the lights got a little bright at the beginning of that game for them, and it's natural. But I thought how we responded late in the third quarter on a 10-2 run really was the difference. We finally got stops defensively.
Having that one game with the lights, does that maybe settle your guys down now for a run, you hope?
I'll be honest, they've been great all year. We've played Erie High School, with a big crowd. We've played Peters, big crowds. I mean, they played in big crowds, but you know how that first playoff game is. Yeah. It's the finality of it is what scares everybody. And I thought our kids handled the third quarter and fourth quarter really well.
You guys won 10 games a year ago. You've more than doubled that so far this season. What's been the change?
I think the buy-in by the kids. 2 years before that, we won 22 games. Yeah. So it just was, we had a couple injuries last year. No excuses. We lost games last year that we won this year. Close games we would lose last year. We find a way to win this year.
Nick Turkala and Fry, those two guys, 20 points a game for both of them. That's pretty rare. You have two guys that score around 20 a game for you. What's it been like to have them?
Usually you have a 1A and a 1B player. They're both ones, in my opinion, because they're both great scorers, but they also are great facilitators, and they rebound the ball well. So, I'm very fortunate we got guys like that.
You've had some good players come through the program over the years, but I've always thought of you guys in the past, at least until the last few years, as this kind of gritty, tough-nosed team. But now you're this up-tempo, scoring the basketball kind of team. What's that transition been like for you as you've kind of changed who you are a little bit?
I think you have to, I always go back, and I understand. I've always been a defensive guy, but you got to put the ball in the hoop to win the games. And I always tell our kids, listen, I get it, defense wins championship, but you got to be able to score. And I just think basketball's evolved, and I like a high-tempo game, and I think the kids love playing it, to be honest.
Not a ton of history with Penn Hills with you guys. What do you know about them coming in?
I know Chris real well. I coached against Chris when he played at West Mifflin. So I was coach. That's how old I am. But he does a great job with it. You can see the sets they run. They're very athletic. They got a good shooters. 5 and 1 are dynamite players. I mean, they're just a typical hard-nosed, they'll get in your face, hard man-to-man defensive team that won't quit playing.
I think one thing that stands out to me, having watched them a couple of times, is their ability to turn people over and run in transition. Is that kind of key number one for you?
If you give up a lot of live ball turnovers, you're going to lose most likely. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying we're not going to give some up. We will. Yeah. But it's how you can limit them, and that's the key to this game. Correct, and stopping their transition.
You mentioned Hawthorne, number 5 for them. He's obviously super talented. What about his game stands out to you? What do you have to defend with him?
I think with him, he can shoot the ball, he can get to the rim, and his first step's extremely quick. Extremely quick, yeah. He's going to score. There's no doubt about it. It's just, can you check the other guys, too? And if you can do that, you have a shot.
You guys feel like they're pretty revved up to be in this moment here?
This whole week after we play Baldwin and for the playoffs, it's been a great mindset. They're just, they're focused one game, this game, and then see what happens tonight.
Love it. Congrats. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, Josh. Appreciate it.
Retirement, it's almost here. Are you ready? Well, join Kurt Kanodik and Ethan Lane of Accurate Solutions Group for your retirement blueprint. Let Kurt and Ethan help you plan for your retirement dreams. Don't miss your retirement blueprint, Sundays at 10. Investment advisory services offered through ASG Investment Management, LLC.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
When you call yourself the voice of Pittsburgh, you have to know when to not talk. Sometimes you just need to be the ears of Pittsburgh. Just listen. Listen to what you have to say. These are complicated and uncertain times. But when you need us, we're here for you. And we're listening. A trusted source that you can count on to be here. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Who says vaping is safer than cigarettes? Science does not support that belief. Vapes can contain a variety of chemicals, flavoring agents, cancer-causing elements, and other harmful substances. High levels of nicotine in some vapes can be more likely to lead to addiction, and chemical ingredients are not always listed accurately on vaping packages. Vaping can also damage your DNA, your heart, your lungs, and even your smile. Enough with the puff. Learn more at ul.org/vaping.
The Colorectal Cancer Alliance wants you to know a lot of things in life are preventable.
Ooh, gas station sushi.
That's preventable. And even colon cancer can be preventable if you get screened. If you're 45 or older, talk to your doctor. Go to colorectalcancer.org to learn more.
Your source for the AccuWeather forecast. Hear it on News Radio KDKA, the source you trust for news and information that matters. News Radio KDKA. News, weather, traffic, and business every day. Hear it on News Radio KDKA. When you need to talk, we're here for you. Always have been. News Radio KDKA.
This Odyssey Sports broadcast is brought to you by Geico. Switch and save. Get more with Geico.
Time now for the KDKA Radio High School Basketball Game of the Week. Powered by Bowser Chevrolet. Presented by Invisalign. Allegheny Health Network Sports Medicine. Official sports medicine of high school basketball. And brought to you by tobacco-free Adagio Health. Only on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
One team moves on to the semifinals. The other has their semifinal and WPIAL championship dreams dashed tonight at Norwin High School. It is the 5A quarterfinals, the 3 seed, the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars, and the 6 seed, the Penn Hills Indians, tonight on KDKA Radio. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Norwin. Josh Roundtree with you. Let's meet the starters for tonight's game. We'll begin with the visitors on the scoreboard from Penn Hills. The Indians with a record of 17-6 this year, 11-1 in Class 5A Section 2, winners of 6 straight, including their first-round victory over South Fayette, 48-27. It is a 6'2 senior guard, number 1, Calix Clark, a 6'3 senior guard, number 5, Amon Hawthorne, a 6-foot sophomore guard, number 13, Darian Robinson, a 6'2 senior forward, number 22, Ty Johnson, and a 6-foot senior guard, number 24, Dallas Smith. For Thomas Jefferson, the home team on the scoreboard, with a record of 21-2, 12-0 in 5A Section 3, winners of 5 straight, including a first-round matchup against the Latrobe Wildcats, 86-79. It's a 5'9 senior guard, number 4, Josh Gardner, a 6'1 junior guard, number 5, Kane Egerton, a 6'4 junior guard, number 10, Justin Fry, a 6'1 senior forward, number 11, Brady Krause, and a 6'6 senior guard, number 23, Nick Turkala. The Jaguars are coached by Dom DeSico in his 21st year, 294 wins, and Chris Giles is the head coach of the Penn Hills Indians. A win tonight would be the 100th in his career at Penn Hills. TJ wearing white uniforms tonight with gold numbers and black trim. Penn Hills in road red uniforms, gold trim with a white outline. Ball is brought to center court. The jump ball for Nick Turkala is lost. It's going to go the other way as Dallas Smith wins the tip. We're underway here at Penn Hills. Amon Hawthorne with the basketball, swings it to the left wing, and on the catch there, it's Darian Robertson. A pass inside, that's deflected, knocked away by Gardner for Thomas Jefferson, and stolen by Krause. Now into the forecourt with it, trying to drive is Egerton. Goes to the right side, kicks it off to Gardner, and they get it up high and spin it around to the left side. And it's Fry, a catch and shoot from 3. That's not going to go, and Hawthorne will grab a long rebound. He pushes ahead, goes to the right wing. Dallas Smith with the catch on the near sideline right in front of the Thomas Jefferson bench. A great crowd on hand here tonight. One side of the gym, Thomas Jefferson, the other side, Penn Hills, both nearing capacity here at Norwin High School. Penn Hills, very deliberate team offensively. They have been scoring better of late, but they will take their time and be patient on offense. Dribbling it to the left side is Darian Robinson. Gets it up high to Calix Clark, the 6'2 senior who scored 22 in the first round victory. Nearly outscored South Fayette on his own. There's Amon Hawthorne with it. Crossover move on Egerton, drives into the lane, floating shot up, that won't go. Battle for the loose ball, pulled out of there by Justin Fry. The 6'4 junior whips one up the floor, and driving down the right side with it. Now for TJ is Brady Krause. They get it up high now to Egerton. Goes left wing. On the catch, it's Turkala, and a whistle blows, a foul called against Penn Hills, and that will be on Calix Clark. A little too close to Turkala there as he picks up his first and the game's first. Sideline inbound for Thomas Jefferson. Getting it in is Gardner. Finds Egerton. They go down low to Turkala. Trying to bounce his way down low. Sends a pass across the lane on the hop. It's deflected out of bounds by Ty Johnson. Good reach there from the 6'2 senior Johnson as he deflects that out of bounds. So now a baseline out of bounds play coming for Krause. Looking to get one in, waiting, and finds Turkula in the corner. TJ whips it around to the left wing. Egerton, a hand in his face, tries a triple. That won't fall. And soaring for the rebound is Penn Hills with Ty Johnson. Quick run out ahead, going right down the middle of the floor. And that is Darian Robinson, who hits the floater in the lane. He's got the first points of the game as Penn Hills goes up 2-0. Egerton at the other side gets one off to Kraus, looking inside. Now he backs it out, whips a pass inside, stolen by Clark. There's those live ball turnovers we talked about in the pregame. They get it off left wing. Quick pull up. Johnson for two. It's good. A long two ball for Ty Johnson. He scores about 6.5 per game, and so far, two guys that don't do a ton of scoring have the first 2 points for Penn Hills. TJ looking for a response to get it to Kraus on the left wing. And now up high with the basketball, it's Egerton. Little jab step once, twice. Now he looks to drive. Bully ball to the rack, and he scores. Kane Egerton working the window for his first points. 9 per game he averages, the third leading scorer on the team, with both Turkula and Fry scoring over 20 points per contest. Coming to the basketball is Dallas Smith at the other end, gets it off to Johnson. Now a pass down low to Clark. His shot up on the inside is blocked. He gets his miss. Now puts up a shot from the baseline. That won't go for Egerton. TJ thought he was out of bounds, but no call. Now a whipped pass up the floor, and on the drive, it's Turkula, and he's fouled on the right block. And Nick Turkula is going to shoot a pair of free throws. Tough take there, and Ty Johnson met him at the rim and picked up the foul.
His first, team's up.
4-2 Penn Hills. 5:12 remaining in quarter number one as Nick Turkula will go to the line for the first time, and he buries number one. 3 30-point-plus games this year for Turkula. Had 37 in a matchup with Bethel Park. Kraus will come out. In comes Noah Sear, averages just over 7 points per game off the bench. Sear, the 6'2 junior, into the game, and the second free throw's up and in for Turkula. Ties it up at 4. Penn Hills with the basketball as they get it to the left elbow, and then a lob pass to the near sideline. Clark, little fadeaway 3-ball up. That's too strong. Ball battled for on the far side. It's going to go out of bounds, says Craig Spisak, one of our officials tonight. Bill Beener, another one of our refs here this evening. 4:59 left in the first. It is all even at 4. Penn Hills brings in a new player. That is Cameron Glenn, and Glenn immediately gets a hand on the basketball, and Hawthorne able to take it away. Hawthorne into the paint, gets it outside, and now looking to drive is Darian Robinson, feeds it right wing for a 3-ball attempt. That's Dallas Smith. That one won't go, and the rebound secured by Thomas Jefferson. Here's Egerton into the forecourt with it, works it off to Turkula. Now they go to the baseline, a deep 3 in the air for Egerton. That one won't fall. Ball tipped out of bounds, and it's going to be last off of Turkula. It's going Penn Hills' way. Thomas Jefferson, just 2 losses on the year, only 1 to a WPIAL opponent. That was Penn Trafford back on January 21st. They lost that game kind of surprisingly by 14 points. They have been good since then, however, including that playoff win. Here is a drive on a fake, and it's Cameron Glenn, the 6'2 senior guard, who lobs one up and in. They have gotten into the paint so far, Penn Hills. At the other end, looking to respond. Bullying his way to the rack as Fry missed the shot, got it back, and scores. First points for Fry, who averages 20 a game. Breaking the pressure is Robinson. He drives down the floor, and he is fouled attacking the rack. How about the springiness of Darian Robinson so far? That foul is against Sear, his first. And it sends Darian Robinson to the line. 3 double-figure games for him this season, including 13 against Elizabeth forward. But he's got 3 points already in this one. Penn Hills, the champions of their section, with an 11-1 mark in Section 2 of Class 5A. Robinson 2 for 2 at the line, an early 4 points for the sophomore. He's going to be a good player for them. Maybe a bit overshadowed by Hawthorne and Clark, the seniors. Darian Robinson's the next guy up at Penn Hills. They always have guys at Penn Hills. On the left wing with it is Justin Fry. Looking to get the ball inside, crossover move, little stutter step, now works it off to Sear, but he travels. Shuffled the feed on the handoff to Noah Sear, and Penn Hills forces another turnover. Well, that's 3 or 4 turnovers already forced by the Indians. 3.5 to play, 6 8-6 rather is the score. Penn Hills on top here in this first quarter. 6-3 the seeding as Penn Hills will now turn it over. A pass too strong, too hot to handle for Robinson, through his hands and out of bounds. The pass came his way from Cameron Glenn. TJ will look to tie or take the lead. On the right side with it, looking to drive a Sear, now lobs one to the left corner. Turkula pulls up for three. That won't fall, and the ball is going to go out of bounds. Turkula touched it last. Great student section from Thomas Jefferson here. They are decked out in TJ black and gold. I think I see some terrible towels draped on their shoulders as well. That side of the gym is packed. At the other end, Penn Hills with it, and a pull-up three for Amon Hawthorne, a hand in his face, and it doesn't matter. Hawthorne with the triple, and it's now 11-6, Penn Hills. At the other end, Thomas Jefferson trying to answer. Here's Gardner with it, flips one off to the corner, then gets it back, goes up high to Sear, now back to Gardner. Bounce pass inside to Turkula, knocked away by Glenn. It's loose on the floor, they're battling for it. Turkula gets it, feeds it out right side, Gardner for three, that won't hit. Battle for the rebound on the interior, it pokes free, and it's Fry who lays it in with the left hand. So a second and third chance opportunity there for Thomas Jefferson, and they connect. Hawthorne at the other end looking to drive, lost the basketball, and it's deflected off of his knee and out of bounds. Great hands there from Josh Gardner, who got a piece of that. Deflected off the knee, and it went out, and it'll be Thomas Jefferson basketball. Gardner will run the point here as he brings it up the floor, being pressured by Robinson. Spins right, and Robinson gets a hand on the basketball and rips it away. Now he loses it, and it's Fry who takes it. Fry splits two defenders alone to the rack, and he scores. An early 6 points for Justin Fry. Robinson trying to get it back as he drives in and hits a tough righty layup from the left side. Darian Robinson now with 6 points. Quickly back to the other side. A bank shot for Egerton rims out. Now the ball loose on the floor. Robinson diving after it, gets to it, and the ball finally works its way to Amon Hawthorne, who settles everybody down. That was a little wild there. Hawthorne, they're going to pull up on another contested three. Too strong. Offensive rebound for Ty Johnson, and they'll reset with Glenn. Robinson comes to the basketball. Minute and a half to go here in what's been an exciting first quarter. Robinson feeds one down low to Glenn. He traveled. Good call there. Sub will come in for Thomas Jefferson. This is Nathaniel Rice, a 6-foot junior guard. And Calix Clark is back in for Penn Hills. Minute 20 as the clock rolls here in quarter one. 13-10. Penn Hills on top of Thomas Jefferson. Egerton bouncing it to the right wing, right in front of that TJ student section. Gets it up high to Sear. They swing it around the perimeter, and now getting his first touch is Nathaniel Rice. They play the perimeter game. Rice cuts in down low, takes a pass, gets it back out, and on the catch there it is Fry. Fry with 6 points to lead his team. He'll pull up on a three, too strong, and the rebound secured by Amon Hawthorne. Hawthorne looking to run quickly into the forecourt, right into the paint, floating shot up, it rattles around and goes for Amon Hawthorne. Thomas Jefferson, they have to stop that dribble drive. He is just getting into some good space and hitting that floater. Now a pull up from three and a foul call underneath. The shot no good for Noah Sear, but a push down low underneath the basket. And that will be the second on Calix Clark. So a big foul there. The second leading scorer for Penn Hills picks up number 2 here in the first quarter. 39.9 on the clock, and Clark will step out. Bounce pass to Turkula on the baseline, trying to muscle his way to the goal. Goes in with the left hand, bank shot in. Nick Turkula, his first field goal comes with about half a minute to play in the first quarter. That makes it 15-12. Penn Hills up by 3. Amon Hawthorne looking to answer. Might hold for the last shot here. He's got 20 left on this first quarter clock. All the way out near the timeline is Hawthorne, being front guarded there by Egerton. Now Robinson gets it. He hands back on the logo to Hawthorne. They go inside, and it's Johnson. Finds a cutter inside. Robinson misses the layup. Contested well. 5 seconds to go. Is out of the pack with the basketball is Rice. Rice over the timeline. Rice baseline jumper blocked by Hawthorne at the buzzer. 1 quarter down here at Norwin. And it is Penn Hills 15, Thomas Jefferson 12. This is the KDKA Radio High School Basketball Game of the Week, powered by Bowser Chevrolet on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-939-1441. 800-939-1441.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson.
One quarter complete here in this 5A quarterfinal. The winner moves on to take on either Ringgold or Hampton in the WPIL semifinals. Penn Hill's on top right now, 15-12 over Thomas Jefferson after one quarter here on KDKA. Nick Turkula with the basketball, 4 points in that opening quarter. Right off the inbound, Turkula feeds it down low, has a man wide open. It's Krause, and he misses a wide open layup. Quick run out the other way. Dallas Smith for three. That one won't fall, and the weak side rebound pulled in by Fry. Well, you couldn't ask for a better look down low than what Krause got. Now over the timeline with it is Fry. He dribbles it off of his foot and out of bounds. Another turnover for Thomas Jefferson. Officials Bill Beener, Craig Spisak, Mark Tortorella, the third man of this three-man crew. Here's Glenn with it up high for Penn Hills. Gets it off to Hawthorne. Little stutter step, pulls up in the mid-post, lost the basketball. It's free. Who's going to come up with it? It is Egerton. Finds a man up ahead. It's Turkula on the drive, and he lost the ball. Might have been deflected by Robinson as he went up to the goal. Now Hawthorne with it, drives inside, kicks underneath, and it's through the hands of Ty Johnson and out of bounds. Definitely been a level of jitters, I think, for both of these teams. A little uneasiness controlling the basketball. With it, bringing it over the timeline is Josh Gardner, and Gardner down the right side. A foul is called. Robinson stepped out defensively and picked up the personal. Robinson got the worst of that as well. He hit the deck hard. He will check out of the game. In for the first time is Aiden Thompson, a 5'10 senior guard. He can score it off the bench. He has 2 games this year in which he has scored 16 points. Gives them a little pop. They inbound to Turkula at the right elbow. Turns around, looks at the goal. Now he's going to try to take on a man. Drives in, shot up, no. Rebound, Turkula puts it up, and he's fouled. Boy, he just went one-on-one there with Cameron Glenn and missed the first time, but got the ball back and then is fouled. And that will be the first against Glenn. So it sends Turkula back to the line. He has that 6'6 frame, but really plays initially on the outside. Then he'll really go off the dribble to get the ball in the interior. You haven't seen him post up really a lot as he misses the front end of the foul shot. TJ as a team 2 for 3 at the line tonight, but they're all from Turkula. 6:55 left here in the quarter, and Turkula misses them both, and it remains 15-12 Penn Hills. Amon Hawthorne into the forecourt with it. Stutter step, drive down the left side, puts on the brakes, turns around, mid-post jumper, no. Rebound secured inside by Krause. Krause whips a pass to the near side of the deck. Gardner with it, finds Fry. Fry drives in, layup good. He went up and over Aiden Thompson to connect on that. Justin Fry leads all players with 8 points. 15-14 the advantage now for Penn Hills in this second quarter. On the right wing with it, it is Cameron Glenn. They now swing one to the left side on a pass from Johnson, but a miscommunication there as that ball's thrown into the first row. Looks like Glenn, he thought was going to come out, and he did not. Johnson threw the ball away, so a turnover on Penn Hills. Thompson will come out. Robinson checks right back in. The starting 5 out there right now for the Jaguars. They go right wing to Fry. Pump fake on a 3. Pull up on a baseline jumper, and he got it. First man to double figures is Justin Fry, and he gives Thomas Jefferson a 16-15 lead. Hawthorne looking to answer it the other side. Out on the perimeter, a little stutter step. Now he flips it off Robinson's way, and he'll reset things. Robinson gets a high ball screen, peels off of it, and now kicks to the left wing to Hawthorne. Spot up 3 ball in the air. It's good. Amon Hawthorne, his second triple. 8 first half points. Now a long dish down the floor behind the D. It is Fry on the money. What a pass from Gardner to Fry, who's got a dozen. And it's 18. 18 is now a pull-up from 3 for Hawthorne. That won't go this time. Turkoglu with the rebound. Turkoglu driving all the way down the floor. Running shot in the lane, no. Ball tipped to the perimeter. It's pulled in by Kraus. Kraus over the shoulder pass down low to Egerton, who does a 180 and kisses it off the window. Kane Egerton, the spin move in the air off the glass for the bucket. And it's 20-18. Thomas Jefferson, a timeout taken. A 30-second timeout by Chris Giles and the Penn Hills Indians, their first used timeout. Chris Giles looking for win number 100 in year number 6 with Penn Hills. Played at West Mifflin. Talked to both these coaches before the game. It's so interesting. Dom DeSico, as the head coach of Thomas Jefferson, he's been around for a little while now. Dom's been there 21 years. He coached against Chris Giles when Giles was in high school at West Mifflin. Now they're coaching against each other for the first time here as both high school coaches, and really good ones at that. Giles was a phenomenal player at West Mifflin. Went on to have a standout career at Seton Hill, 3-time All-Conference in the school's Hall of Fame, inducted there in 2019, and the school's all-time leading scorer with 1,864 points. Holds a variety of other records for Seton Hill as well. Went to play some pro ball overseas. Came back home, and now he's coaching the Indians. There's Darian Robinson with it as they look for an answer. Gets it off to Dallas Smith. Pulls up on a triple, in and out. And the rebound secured by Turkoglu. That ball halfway down for Dallas Smith. Now Turkoglu at the other end. Crossover, drive, bank shot, connects. Turkoglu with now 6, and it's 22-18 TJ. Slicing through the lane is Robinson, left to right, and he kisses it off the window. Big answer for Darian Robinson, who already has 8 points. They flip one to the near side corner, a catch and shoot for Thomas Jefferson, and it's good for Noah Sear. A word for the Penn Hills bench as Sear knocks it down. Robinson now fouled at the other end as Gardner just had to stop him from going to the goal, uncontested. And Gardner picks up his first personal. He'll come out, and in will come Nathaniel Rice. Calix Clark with 2 fouls will step back on as well. 25-20 is the score. 4:18 left in the second quarter. Been a good one as expected tonight here on KDK Radio between TJ and Penn Hills. Quick inbound to Hawthorne on that far side. Crossover move, drives in, bully move to the rack. Misses the running shot. Ball tipped around once, twice, still free. Johnson gets it, cannot hit the putback. Gets it back, and that's blocked from behind by Egerton. Couple of looks inside for Ty Johnson. Now Egerton with it, pump fake on a 3, hands off to Fry. He's had the hot hand, stutter step move, he double dribbled. Just picked up the dribble as he started to drive. I think he wanted to pull up for a jumper, then saw the lane open and put the basketball back down. 25-20, TJ on top of Penn Hills. Halfway through this second quarter. Robinson gets it off to Ty Johnson. Had 16 against Kiski this year, 3 double-figure games for him this season. Clark goes baseline. Little hesitation move, flips it off Robinson's way. Robinson knifing a bounce pass through traffic, gets it to Johnson. His shot up and it's blocked. That's Sear once again. Good hands on the inside. Noah Sear at 6'2", using that wingspan. Now Robinson going to drive to the rack, gets it inside, deflected by Sear again. And coming away with the basketball is Turkoglu, 5-on-4. They push it to Egerton. Left side, pump fake on a 3, dishes onto the interior, shot up by Rice. That gets blocked by Clark. Shot back up by Fry. That's blocked by Clark again. Now Fry on the left wing, looking to get the ball inside, kicks it out to Sear. Sear flips it back over Fry's way, gets deflected by Hawthorne, comes free to Fry, who feeds it down low to Rice for the lay-in. Nathaniel Rice with the assist from Fry. In volleyball, they would call that being out of system. Nothing really going the way that you plan it, but you still find a way to get the points. Here's Robinson at the other end, crossover move, steps through defenders, out to Clark, tries a 3. That's blocked by Fry. Run out ahead. Fry 2-on-1. He'll take it all the way. He's fouled. Gets the bucket and the foul. Justin Fry with 14 points as he goes through the contact to get the ball off the window. Dallas Smith cut him off and took a wallop of a hit from Fry, and Chris Giles will use a timeout. It's a run for Thomas Jefferson. 29-20 is the score with 2:36 remaining in the second quarter. A 30-second timeout taken by Penn Hills, as it will be Justin Fry, who has 14 points, will go to the line for one more on the other side of the timeout. Mentioned Chris Giles, the head coach. His pro ball, he played in China and Costa Rica. When he was at Seton Hill, though, one of his assistant coaches was Dan DeRose, who became Penn Hills' coach. He's now at McKeesport. We saw him a couple of weeks ago. Dan DeRose pulled off that great win against Gateway. But Dan was at Penn Hills, and he recommended Chris to take over for him at Penn Hills, and it's been a great move for the Penn Hills basketball team and the Penn Hills community, because Chris has done a great job with this program. And he's not the only basketball player in his family. His wife Jordan was a standout at Seton Hill. She is also in the school's Hall of Fame, and they have a daughter together now. As Fry at the line hits the foul shot, 15 points for Justin Fry, and it's a 10-point lead for TJ. Here's Dallas Smith out on the perimeter, picks up the dribble, goes right side to Robinson. Robinson looking down low, nothing doing there. Now he feeds right side to Hawthorne. It's intercepted by Egerton, who tries a pass behind his back. That's stolen by Hawthorne. Now Johnson, baseline feed across the lane, and it's Robinson who travels. Shuffles the feet. 2:13 left here in the second. It is 30-20. Turkoglu will check back in for Thomas Jefferson. Egerton has the basketball out on the logo at midcourt with just over 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Goes left side to Rice. Now back up high, Egerton. He'll step into a three, in and out. Ball soaring for that. And getting the rebound is Jeff Rabel. Rabel in for the first time. He just checked in. Now they go left wing to Sear, who spots up and drills his second three-pointer. The left wing three makes it a 13-point lead for Thomas Jefferson. Hawthorne looking to answer, drives in, up and under, and he's fouled on the take. Egerton got a piece of him. And that'll be the first on Kane Egerton, also a member of the Bill Chirpak-led football team for Thomas Jefferson. Chirp here tonight, standing over in the corner. As Amon Hawthorne goes to the line, we'll pause briefly for station identification here in the KDKA Radio High School Basketball Game of the Week.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Hawthorne misses number one. Gardner steps back in for Thomas Jefferson, taking the spot of Rabel. Hawthorne at the line for a second, got it. He's put up 9 points here in the first half. 95 seconds to play in half number one here at Norwin. Here's Turkoglu with it. Turkoglu muscling his way towards the goal. Went right through Cameron Glenn to kiss it off the window and in. When Turkoglu puts his head down, you better have someone big and strong ready to step in front of that kid. He is strong with the ball going to the goal. Robinson with it on the perimeter, works it off to Hawthorne. Amon Hawthorne driving right, has it knocked away. Good hands by Egerton. I like the game that Egerton has played so far. 4 points, but big on defense. He'll step out as Sear comes back in. They lob the inbound to Robinson, goes right wing, and on the catch there, it's Hawthorne. Hawthorne, contested three ball up, and it's good. A hand in his face with Krause all over him. Doesn't matter, the third three-pointer down for Amon Hawthorne. Now trying to answer it the other side is Sear, right wing three ball. That one rattles out, and a foul called against Thomas Jefferson. That'll go against Justin Fry for going over the back, the first on Fry. So far, 12 points for Amon Hawthorne. You look back, his last 10 games, he is averaging 26 points per game over his last 10. He has been great down the stretch, and here he is with it. Gets it into the post, kicks it out. Smith, the spot up three, too strong, and Robinson soaring for the offensive rebound. Kicks it over to Glenn. Glenn loses the basketball out of bounds. went up in the air trying to go, I think, up and around Fry and just lost the handle on it, and it's turned over. Ball sent in to Noah Sear. Sear had one of their bigger shots this year, hit a buzzer beater against Peters Township to beat the Indians. Down to 20 seconds to play in the first half. 35-24 the advantage in favor of TJ. Down to 12 seconds. Fry handling the basketball out near midcourt. Justin Fry looking to engage in 6 seconds. Poked away by Johnson. Johnson picks up the basketball. 3 seconds to go. Johnson all the way to the rack. Layup at the buzzer, and it will not go as the half comes to an end. A good response after getting behind early. Thomas Jefferson able to storm back and take an 11-point lead to the locker room. We'll take a break. When we come back, the halftime report here at Norwin High School, as it is an 11-point lead for the Jaguars at the break. Thomas Jefferson, 35, Penn Hills, 24. The halftime report coming up next here on the KDKA Radio High School Basketball Game of the Week, powered by Bowser Chevrolet on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Jen, I didn't know you shopped here.
Hey, I'm hunting for something fresh for spring.
Oh, girl, skip them all. Jewelry Television has the best spring looks right now.
JTV, way ahead of you. Just hit up JTV.com yesterday, scored the cutest clover earrings, 2 tennis bracelets, and this gorgeous pearl ring.
Right now, new customers get $20 off any purchase of $99 or more at JTV.com.
Oh, and gold hoops and this turquoise bracelet.
Just a couple things, huh?
Maybe more than a couple.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I own a coffee shop, and I wanted to label everything with our logo.
That's ambitious.
Cups, boxes, bags.
Ooh, that'll add up.
Not at all, because right now, Staples prints custom labels for 30% off.
30% off? That's shockingly affordable branding.
Yep. Now our logo and URL are seen all over town.
Brand your business for less at Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in-store, online, or in the app by 4/4 to unlock. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
At AHN, we see you juggling 100 things at once. That's why we made it easier to book with the doctors you need. With AHN online scheduling, you can book with your primary care provider or get time with a specialist. Visit ahn.org/schedule, answer a couple of simple questions, and search for providers, locations, and times that work best for you. Easy online scheduling. Because at AHN, we see you.
Uh-oh, fender bender. Did you back into something? Hit and run? Time to call Remarkable Auto Works. Collision repair and service, the quality of their work is outstanding, and they believe in repairing your vehicle right the first time. Along with collision repair, they offer custom painting, welding and fabrication, and insurance estimates. Remarkable Auto Works, Broadway Avenue, McKees Rocks, RemarkableAutoWorks.com. Remarkable Auto Works, make your car remarkable. Congratulations to all the remarkable student athletes competing today.
The popularity of cremation is on the rise. Unfortunately, so is the cost. I'm Dustin D'Alessandro, supervisor and funeral director. To keep the costs down, the Thomas M. Smith Funeral Home and Crematory Limited in Blawnox and the D'Alessandro Funeral Home and Crematory Limited in Lawrenceville have on-site crematories. By performing the cremation on-site without losing custody of the remains, our funeral homes can defray those costs and pass the savings on to you. Our fee for a direct cremation is only $1,250. This low-cost, direct cremation offer is available to all residents of Allegheny County. Surrounding counties will incur a slight additional fee based on mileage. Contact us with questions or to schedule an appointment by calling the Blawnox office at 412-828-5700 or our Lawrenceville office at 412-682-6500. Our websites are thomasmsmithfuneralhome.com and delisandroltd.com.
Attention, have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10, $20, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
Let's go! You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
At AHN, we see you juggling 100 things at once. That's why we made it easier to book with the doctors you need. With AHN online scheduling, you can book with your primary care provider or get time with a specialist. Visit ahn.org/schedule, answer a couple of simple questions, and search for providers, locations, and times that work best for you. Easy online scheduling. Because at AHN, we see you.
Time now for the KDKA Radio High School Basketball Game of the Week Halftime Report. Powered by Bowser Chevrolet on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
It is halftime here at Norwin High School, and it is an 11-point lead for the 3 seed, the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars, as they are up on Penn Hills, 35-24 at the break. I'm Josh Roundtree with you. The winner of this game moving on to the semifinals in the WPIAL, where they will take on either Ringgold or Hampton. No score update yet on that game. It also tipped off around 7:30, but we will work diligently here to get you that score as we go throughout the course of the back half of our game tonight. Well, right now, Thomas Jefferson, as we take a look at the scoring from the first half, we'll run it down for you. The Jaguars with a really great second quarter. They scored 23 points in the frame, 6 points from Noah Sear, 4 points from Kane Egerton, a game-high 15 from Justin Fry, 8 from Nick Turkula, and 2 from Nathaniel Rice. They had 12 in the first quarter, 23 in the second quarter. To give them 35 at the half, they were 3 for 5 at the line. Penn Hills, no points from Calix Clark so far, dealt with some foul trouble, did not score in that first half. Their second leading scorer at 14 points per game. Penn Hills will need to get him going in the second half. Cameron Glenn has 2 points. Amon Hawthorne leads the Indians with 12, 8 for Darian Robinson, and 2 for Tyrone Johnson. But outside of Hawthorne and Robinson, only 4 points from the rest of this Penn Hills team. They have just not been able, at times they played really good defense, especially in that first quarter, but they have not been able to keep up offensively with what TJ is able to do. 15 points in the first quarter for the Indians, just 9 in the second quarter. They were 3 for 4 at the line. One game is final in Class 5A, and it was a dandy. Chartiers Valley narrowly gets by the 9 seed Shaler, 69-66 the final, as the Colts go to the semifinals. They'll await the winner of tonight's game between Moon and Gateway. That tipped off, was scheduled to tip off about 10 minutes ago. And of course, the winner of this game will take on Ringgold or Hampton. That game should certainly now be underway. And we'll get you updates as we go. TJ 2-0 against Ringgold this year. Penn Hills 2-0 against Hampton. The only potential matchups that could be had when we get to the semifinals. Our score at the break, 35-24. Thomas Jefferson over Penn Hills. We'll have the second half for you next right here on the KDK Radio High School Basketball Game of the Week, powered by Bowser Chevrolet on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Uh-oh, fender bender. Did you back into something? Hit and run? Time to call Remarkable Auto Works. Collision repair and service, the quality of their work is outstanding, and they believe in repairing your vehicle right the first time. Along with collision repair, they offer custom painting, welding and fabrication, and insurance estimates. Remarkable Auto Works, Broadway Avenue, McKees Rocks, RemarkableAutoWorks.com. Remarkable Auto Works, make your car remarkable. Congratulations to all the remarkable student athletes competing today.
At AHN, we see you juggling 100 things at once. That's why we made it easier to book with the doctors you need. With AHN online scheduling, you can book with your primary care provider or get time with a specialist. Visit ahn.org/schedule, answer a couple of simple questions, and search for providers, locations, and times that work best for you. Easy online scheduling. Because at AHN, we see you.
Uh-oh, fender bender. Did you back into something? Hit and run? Time to call Remarkable Auto Works. Collision repair and service, the quality of their work is outstanding, and they believe in repairing your vehicle right the first time. Along with collision repair, they offer custom painting, welding and fabrication, and insurance estimates. Remarkable Auto Works, Broadway Avenue, the Keys Rocks, remarkableautoworks.com. Remarkable Auto Works, make your car remarkable. Congratulations to all the remarkable student athletes competing today.
At AHN, we see you juggling 100 things at once. That's why we made it easier to book with the doctors you need. With AHN online scheduling, you can book with your primary care provider or get time with a specialist. Visit ahn.org/schedule, answer a couple of simple questions, and search for providers, locations, and times that work best for you. Easy online scheduling. Because at AHN, we see you.
We go to the second half, 35-24. Thomas Jefferson on top of Penn Hills here at Norwin High School. The 5A quarterfinals. Winner moves on to face either Ringgold or Hampton in Tuesday's semifinal. Penn Hills will start with the basketball. They trail by 11, and it's Amon Hawthorne to touch it first. He led them with 12 points in the first half. They go down low with it. Calix Clark cutting across, his shot blocked inside by Fry. Clark remains without a point. A kick to the right wing, and Turkoglu will spot up for three, in and out. Ball rebounded inside by Fry, then it's ripped away by Ty Johnson, but they're going to say a jump ball first before Johnson was able to grab possession. So it will stay with Thomas Jefferson. They have the arrow. Kraus will inbound from the baseline. Looking, surveying. The goal to his right. He gets it to Gardner, and now what happened? A timeout is taken. That's interesting. A 30-second timeout taken by Don DeSico 24 seconds into the third quarter. The ball was inbounded. I don't know, maybe he thought that Kraus wasn't going to be able to inbound, so he called the timeout and was just a little delayed with it. I don't know. That was odd. So just a quick little pointer, and they're back out on the court. That might have maybe just been sort of an accidental timeout taken by DeSico there, thinking they wouldn't get the ball in bounds. But either way, it's charged against TJ. And they will now inbound it from the near side with Kraus. Gets it off and gets it back. Kraus high of the circle, guarded by Hawthorne. Fakes a handoff, picks up his dribble, and gets it off to Turkoglu. Around to the left side. Egerton fakes on a three, drives baseline, kicks one across the baseline on a bounce pass, and it goes into the Thomas Jefferson bench. TJ turns it over. It's one thing Thomas Jefferson was doing early, they cut down on as the first half wore on. They were turning the ball over at a high rate, and they stopped doing that. Here's Hawthorne with it, guarded by Kraus. Ball knocked away from Gardner. He tried to poke it free. Clark, however, picks it up. Running layup attempt, that won't go. Gets the miss, goes back up, and he's fouled. Good work by Calix Clark, forcing his way to the goal. And Clark fouled by Egerton, who picks up his second. Clark will shoot a pair of free throws. Calix Clark, 28 points this year against North Hills, led them with 22 against South Fayette in the first round, and he misses the front end. He has scored 18 double-figure games this year, 13 double-figure games in a row, and he is without a point a minute into the third quarter, and he misses both foul shots. Little pressure here off the miss, but TJ able to break it. Egerton, a no-look pass, gets it over to Kraus. Now it's Gardner whipping it to the right side, where Turkoglu makes the catch. Kraus looking to drive with the right hand, cut off by Clark, and he feeds it back out on the drive to the rack, right hand layup, and that is Justin Fry, who now has 17 points of his team's 37. They lead by 13. Hawthorne looking to answer at the other end. Gets a high ball screen, going to pull up on a straightaway three. It's way too strong. Ball tipped around, pulled in by Egerton. A lob to the near side. Turkoglu runs underneath it. Turkoglu drives in through two contacts of players. Gets his own miss, goes up, gets the bucket and the foul. The effort of Nick Turkoglu denied by 2 players at the rim, but fought to get the ball back and turns around and puts it off the glass. Turkula into double figures with 10 points. Will go to the line for another, coming off 27 against Latrobe in that first matchup. And he makes the foul shot, 40-24. This one's starting to get away from Penn Hills. Here's Dallas Smith with it, makes the catch high of the circle, goes right wing to Darian Robinson, who had a nice first half with 8 points, cuts through the D, goes to the rim, and he scores. Darian Robinson now with 10 points, his 4th double-figure game of the year. He has been terrific tonight. They go down low to Fry. Fry on the right block, muscling his way to the goal, and he will go to the free throw line, fouled again. He was just kind of getting bear hugged down low by Ty Johnson. And so it is Justin Fry to the line, nearing his 11th 20-point game of the year. He makes the first foul shot. He's got 18. 5:57 to play here in quarter number 3. The section champion Thomas Jefferson Jaguars with the lead as Fry makes them both. And that makes it a 16-point lead over another section champ in Penn Hills. Here's Darian Robinson with it. Looking to cross over, now he does. Attacks the baseline, running shot up, no. And it's Fry with the rebound. Chris Giles looking for a foul call. Giles one-on-one up the floor, picks up his dribble, lost the basketball, stolen by Clark. Ahead to Hawthorne. Hawthorne running the floor. Hawthorne into the lane, kicks near side corner. Robinson for 3, in and out. And the rebound to Hawthorne, an offensive board for Penn Hills. One hands a pass across the deck to Smith. Catch and shoot on a 3. Line drive shot, no good. And Kraus will pull in the rebound for TJ. I think those decked out in red and gold right now, growing a bit restless here for Penn Hills as they have struggled to find their offense. Turkula fakes a pass down low. Now they send a double team, and he gets it off to Gardner in the corner for 3, and it's good. Josh Gardner, his first points of the game. It's a right corner 3, and it's a 19-point lead for Thomas Jefferson. Hawthorne, Penn Hills needing a response. Out near the timeline, Kraus guarding him. Now they back off Kraus, and Hawthorne looking to take him on. Goes left wing. Stutter step drive, kicks to the corner. Dallas Smith spots up on a 3, and that spins around and falls out. That's become the story of the day for Penn Hills. 3-pointers just not dropping. Now Gardner, who just hit the triple with it up high, gets it off to Fry. Fry to the foul line, to Turkula on the handoff. A spot up 3, bounces out. Clark soars in for the rebound for the Indians. Over the timeline with it, Clark gonna pull up, trying to get a 3. That's way off the mark. It hit the top of the backboard. I don't know if that was deflected. Now Gardner trying a no-look pass to Turkula, and he throws it out of bounds. And that's a couple of not so great looking plays there on either end. One, I don't know if Clark's 3 was touched. If it wasn't, that ball, a 3-pointer, hit the top of the backboard. And at the other end, a pass from Gardner that was nowhere close. Sear going to come in. They send a pass down low. Gardner gets a piece of that. As the pass by Robinson deflected out of bounds, it will stay with Penn Hills midway through this third quarter. And this is precarious moments now for Penn Hills. They're down by 19 midway through the third quarter. A lob on the inbound to Hawthorne. Makes the catch. They need this guy to heat up. Crossover, hand in his face, pulls up for 3, too strong. Offensive rebound, Ty Johnson. Out to Hawthorne. Hawthorne driving through the lane, running shot in the paint, no good. And it is Turkula who collects the miss, loses the basketball, but hands it off to Fry. Fry's pass to Egerton deflected. And now a lob to the left wing to Gardner. He'll spot up for a 3, bounces out. Long rebound pulled in by Hawthorne, and he's fouled crossing midcourt as Gardner got him from behind. Second on Gardner. And it's the second foul on Thomas Jefferson here in the quarter. Calix Clark will inbound from the near side. They go right wing to Hawthorne, now inside Clark. Little spin move on the block, up and under, and he gets it to go. The first points of the game for Calix Clark come with 3:18 left in the third quarter. Now Penn Hill is going to deploy a press. They're able to beat it. Thomas Jefferson is with Gardner, who gets it off to Fry. And now Fry will set them up in the midcourt. They go left wing to Egerton. Egerton looking down low. Turkula and Robinson battling on the block. That's a mismatch there with Turkula's size. Fry, though, going to pull up on a crossover jumper from the foul line, and a foul is called, and it will be against Nick Turkula. And Turkula maybe a bit frustrated there. Robinson, a much smaller guy at 6 foot, going up against the 6'6" senior Nick Turkula, was kind of giving him the business, Robinson was, and Turkula wanted a foul call, didn't get it, and then committed a foul himself. 2:50 left here in the third. 45-28, quick feed inside on the cut. It's Hawthorne who lays it in. Amon Hawthorne, good backdoor cut, and he finds an opening and makes it 45-30. Now at the other end, Egerton drives inside, feeds it to the right block, and it's a catch and score for Justin Fry, who has his 11th 20-point game of the season, and he gets those points right back for TJ. A timeout taken after the made bucket by Dom DeSico as well. A full timeout taken by the head coach of the Jaguars. His team with 2:33 left in the third quarter, up 47-30 over Penn Hills. Mentioned that the winner of this game moves on to the semifinals. It's Ringgold or Hampton. That game right now is at the half. Ringgold leads 25-3. They were up 17-5 after one quarter, but Hampton outscored them 17-8 in the second quarter. And it is now 25-23 Ringgold at the half as Ringgold tries to march as a Cinderella to the semifinals. A 15 seed that pulled a monumental upset over a powerhouse in Lincoln Park in the first round. Here's Ty Johnson with it. Johnson up high with the basketball, feeds it off to Dallas Smith, and they go left wing to Darian Robinson. Robinson with 10 points here tonight. Fakes the handoff, brings it back out, and if you're Penn Hills, you're down 17. You can't run long sets very often. They are now. Robinson drives in, left-hand floater up, missed the shot. Turkula, the rebound for the Jags. Feeds it up the floor to Sear. Sear fakes on a three, runs in, layup shot, no. Rebound inside. Turkula just gently puts it up and over the rim for the deuce. Turkula with now 13 points. At the other end, Hawthorne gets it inside, and a pass to Johnson then is thrown away by Johnson, stolen by Fry. Fry with it, he hands off to Sear. Egerton, hand in his face, will try a three, it's too strong, and Fry gonna get the offensive board, trying to rip through two defenders, lost it. Hawthorne, though, will step out of bounds on the near sideline as he tried to save it from going out. Glenn will come in. Johnson, check that, Smith will be the one to come out. There are so many people here in this gym. Over on that TJ side, they are sitting on the steps. They're not even sitting in the bleachers. They have folks sitting on the steps over there. They love to see the support. Driving is Egerton on the right side, takes some contact, missed the running shot. Ball pulled in on the inside by Johnson. There's a lot of folks from Penn Hills too as well. Just a great crowd overall. Now at the other end, Darian Robinson cuts inside. He sends up a floating shot. That won't hit. And the long rebound poked out to Egerton. Egerton finds Fry. This has been kind of a wild basketball game. There's not a lot of flow to it. Been some turnovers. Been some pinballing around of the basketball at times. Under a minute to play in the third, and it's TJ up by 19. It is Fry handling the rock. Gets it off to the corner. Now a quick kick inside from Gardner. Finds the cutter, and Egerton, and Kane Egerton with the bucket makes it a 21-point lead as TJ is rolling here in the third quarter. Hawthorne trying to answer with a long three, and that one going to fall short of the rim. Whipping a pass is Gardner to Egerton. Pump fake, lay in, good. Kane Egerton behind the D. The pump fake got the man high in Clark, and he finishes to make it a 23-point lead. Clark drives to the rack, lay in, good. Tough take from Calix Clark to answer. And now bringing it up the deck, Clark knocks it out of the hands of Turkula. 5.4 left on this third quarter clock. It'll be Noah Sear to inbound from the near side. Gets it into Gardner, right back to Sear. He'll spot up, NBA range, bounces out on the three, and the horn will sound to end the third quarter. A 21-point lead for Thomas Jefferson after three. 53-32 is the advantage for the Jaguars as we head to the fourth quarter. This is the KDK Radio High School Basketball Game of the Week on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Uh-oh, fender bender. Did you back into something? Hit and run? Time to call Remarkable Auto Works. Collision repair and service, the quality of their work is outstanding and they believe in repairing your vehicle right the first time. Along with collision repair, they offer custom painting, welding and fabrication, and insurance estimates. Remarkable Auto Works, Broadway Avenue, McKees Rocks, RemarkableAutoWorks.com. Remarkable Auto Works, make your car remarkable. Congratulations to all the remarkable student athletes competing today.
Why would you ask a financial advisor permission to spend your own retirement money? There's something wrong with this system. Tune in for a different kind of retirement show with Greg Ayler. Now at a new time, Saturdays at 5 on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It may be winter outside, but inside the Monroeville Convention Center, it's golf season. The Pittsburgh Golf Show, presented by Tri-State Section PGA, is February 20th through the 22nd. Shop, compare, and save on golf equipment and accessories. For tickets, go to PittsburghGolfShow.com.
Welcome back to Norwin. 53-32 the advantage in favor of Thomas Jefferson over Penn Hills' 5A quarterfinal matchup. TJ looking for their second semifinal appearance in 3 years. They lost a heartbreaker in the semis 2 years ago against Moon, trying to get back and then get to the championship game. They are right now the favorites, you would think, out of this side of the bracket to get there. It'll be Penn Hills with the basketball to start. Darian Robinson moving right, driving the right side, sends a pass across the lane, he threw it away. Just sent one to the corner, but the man was nowhere home. And a turnover. Now Penn Hill's going to deploy a press here to try to create some turnovers. Turkoglu with it, lobs it up the floor, and they will create a turnover as Turkoglu throws it away, trying to get it ahead to Gardner. And TJ has been very impressive defensively tonight. Turnovers have limited them on the offensive end, but their defense has been good enough. And that was the question with Thomas Jefferson, is driving Hawthorne on the left side, and oh, did he get it to go? The basket will count. Amon Hawthorne, with guys draped all over him, is able to get that up and roll it over the rim and in. What a take for Hawthorne, who now has 16 points. Foul is the second on Turkoglu. Hawthorne gets the free throw to bounce around and go. What kind of a bizarre take, and now Hawthorne comes up and deflects a pass in the press and knocks it out of bounds. 53-35, and long hill to climb if you're Penn Hills, but their pressure can create some turnovers and some buckets in a hurry. And TJ struggling to break the press. Turkoglu going to get it ahead to Gardner. Gardner driving down the center of the lane, off to Fry, to the rack, and he scores with the left hand. 23 points for Justin Fry. Now at the other side, Hawthorne pulls up on a long three and he hits. 20 points for Amon Hawthorne. At the other end, Fry looking to drive, and he's whacked on the arm as he pushes the ball inside. Foul is on Hawthorne, his first, and Kraus had Hawthorne's back turned, and he tried to bank it off of his back, and it just went out of bounds. So they'll re-rack it. Kraus lobs one up high. And he finds Egerton. Egerton down the lane, off-balance runner, doesn't hit. Ball knocked out of bounds, and it's going to be off Fry last and out of bounds. Here's Amon Hawthorne trying to answer for Penn Hills. They're going to need some threes to go, and he'll step back into a deep three. Front rim, though, no good. Ty Johnson, the offensive rebound. He's fouled by Egerton, who picks up his third.
Kane Davidson, his third. Team second.
And a quick inbound off the inbound. They lob it up to Hawthorne, who gets the bucket and the foul again. And all of a sudden, Amon Hawthorne, sort of on his own, has got this back to a 15-point game. 22 points for Amon Hawthorne, and that is the fourth foul on Kane Egerton, who's been really good tonight with 8 points and tough on defense. At the line, Hawthorne, and he misses the foul shot. Turkoglu with the rebound. Penn Hills now 4 of 8 at the line, and a pass ahead to Turkoglu. He's run into by Cameron Glenn. Glenn hit with the personal. 6:24 left. It's 55-40. Ball worked in, and it's Kraus. The pressure comes, gets it off to Turkoglu, muscling his way in, gets the bucket and the foul. Nick Turkoglu through the contact of Robinson, able to work it off the window. A big shot there for Turkoglu. And just when you start thinking that Penn Hills might get a little momentum, the combo of Fry and Turkoglu, they just keep having answers. And at the line goes Turkoglu, and he gets the free throw to drop. 16 points for Turkoglu. Now Hawthorne at the other end, drives around a defender, goes hard to the rack and scores. Amon Hawthorne. Quick bucket there. Can they get stops? Gardner breaks the pressure. To Kraus, they double team him in the corner, turns around on the baseline, he's fouled. And that will be on Ty Johnson. That is number 3 on Johnson. Penn Hills, for the first time, will bring in Jaden Noel, a 5'7" senior guard. Robinson will come out, and Noel will get his first action of the game. Here's Fry with it. Around to Gardner. Looking down low is Gardner, trying to get the ball into the post, but cannot. And he'll flip it out to Noah Sear, who just stepped back on for TJ, guarded by Hawthorne. Sear picks up his dribble, feeds one to the mid post. Fry makes the catch. They double team him, and he throws it away nearly. It's going to poke free. Kraus down after it, and Hawthorne will come out of the pack with the basketball, and he's fouled. Would have been a fast break for Hawthorne, but a foul called against Noah Sear. The fouls are racking up here in the fourth quarter. It has been stop and go. Noel will come out, and Robinson will come back in. Ball worked into Robinson. Darian Robinson Amon Hawthorne rather with it. Hawthorne drives in, off balance, lost the basketball, kicks it left side. Glenn, spot up 3, can't hit it. And the rebound secured by Gardner. Gardner to Turkoglu. Turkoglu going to bring it over the timeline, flip it to Sear in the far corner. Sear now going to put up a 3, and he hits it. A hand in his face as Glenn closed, but Sear knocks down his 3rd triple, and that is a big blow. Makes it a 19-point game again, trying to answer is Robinson, and he will with a lefty layup through some contact. And it's now 61-44. Sear breaks the pressure. Bounce pass inside to Kraus. Looking, gets it out, and it's Gardner with it. He'll get it off to Sear. Now back Gardner's way. They send the double team. Cross-court pass to Kraus as they stretch it out. Sear through traffic, bounces one to the corner, out to Fry. Fakes on a 3, weaving through the D, floating shot, bounces around, falls out. Rebound secured by Cameron Glenn. And now it's Amon Hawthorne. Hawthorne down the lane, tries a thunderous dunk, but misses it off the front of the rim. It pokes free to Robinson. His banker doesn't go. Fry now with the rebound. He's swallowed up underneath. Has it poked away. Can Hawthorne take it? He can. He turns around, shoots a 3, and he hits it. Amon Hawthorne, after missing the dunk, able to hit the 3. He's got 27 of his team's 47 points. It's a 14-point game with 4 minutes to go. Here's Turkoglu with it, driving through contact, and he's fouled. Cannot make the shot, but Turkoglu is going to head to the free throw line. 4 minutes to go, 61-47. All of a sudden, a little bit of life after that 3 by Amon Hawthorne for the Penn Hills Indians. Turkoglu at the line, back rim on number 1, he misses it. Turkoglu, 22 points per game. He has averaged this year. His second one is good, so he splits them. And now has 17 points. And Dom DeSico is going to use a timeout with 4 minutes to go. It is 62-47. Thomas Jefferson on top of Penn Hills. TJ with 2 timeouts remaining, but a 15-point lead.
50-50 is on the white ticket. Winning number 187-132.
Dom DeSico, longtime head coach, looking for his 295th win as the head coach of the Jaguars tonight. They go back through the years. They have never won a WPIAL title. They have never appeared in a championship game with DeSico. They've been to the semifinals a few times, 5 trips to the semis. This very well might be Dom DeSico's best team that he's had. They've had some good ones. They were really good 2 years ago. They won 21 games. Evan Berger, the school's all-time leading scorer. They were so good. They got to the semifinals, and they lost a heartbreaker that was on KDKA radio against the Moon Tigers in the semis. That game was at Peters Township High School and came right down to the very end. And they had a chance to win, to go to the championship game, couldn't make it. They are 4 minutes away from getting back to the semifinals 2 years later. New cast of characters. Some guys that were a part of that team that have really grown up the last couple of years, including Nick Turkoglu. It's 62-47. They have a 15-point lead, 4 minutes away from a trip to the semis. Amon Hawthorne on the right side gets open for a 3, bounces out. Ball loose inside, pulled in by Ty Johnson. Power move to the rim, and he gets it to go and the foul. Just his second bucket of the game, Ty Johnson, but a big one. And has a chance to make this deficit just a dozen with 3:43 to go. Penn Hills will not go away. Winner gets either Ringgold or Hampton. Ringgold with a 2-point lead in the third quarter. Free throw no good for Hawthorne. They have left some points at the foul line. Check that was Johnson at the line. Now a pressure situation here. Long pass ahead gets deflected. Turkoglu with it inside, missed the shot. Now a foul called underneath. Turkoglu got it and put it in, but they're going to say a foul was called first. And that is the third on Calix Clark. And it'll be Justin Fry to the free throw line with 23 points in this game. Fry, number 1, bounces out. TJ's missed a couple of foul shots here in the quarter. Penn Hills right now is 4 for 9 at the line as Fry goes 1 for 2 and has 24 points. On the far side, Darian Robinson has had a good game tonight. 1 off of his season high as Robinson backs it out near the logo. 3:15 to play. 63-49 is the score in favor of TJ. Drive in, it's Tyrone Johnson to the rack, and he scores. And a timeout taken as it is back to a 12-point game with 3:07 left, and Chris Giles will use a full timeout. Here in 5A, Chartiers Valley, the defending champion and 1 seed, winning tonight 69-66 over Shaler in a thriller. Moon and Gateway playing tonight. That game should be right around halftime. That was a later tip at 8 o'clock. Right now, 2 minutes left in the first half of that game. Moon is up 18-12 over the Gators, so a low-scoring game being played in that one tonight. That game being contested at North Allegheny High School. That's where we will be on Monday night for a Class 6A showdown between Newcastle and Central Catholic here on KDK Radio. The winner goes to the WPIAL title game at the Peterson Event Center next Friday night. That should be a doozy of a basketball game. The tough defense, Enzo Khalil and Central Catholic, and then on the other side, Marino Graham and Kai Cox and Damian Harrison, that really dynamic crew for Ralph Blundo at Newcastle. It's going to be a lot of fun. 3 minutes to go in this one. Turkoglu off the inbound, able to break the pressure. Goes left side, Sear open for 3, and his shot won't fall. And the rebound secured by Cameron Glenn. Now it's Amon Hawthorne, drives in, takes contact, gets the bucket and the foul. Amon Hawthorne willing the Indians back into the basketball game. They could cut this to single digits if he can make the foul shot. 29 points for Amon Hawthorne. Looking for his 5th 30-point game of the year, and Kane Egerton with the reach called for the foul, and he is done. Fouls out of the game, does Egerton. At the line, Hawthorne, though, misses the foul shot again. They're 4 for 10 at the line. Down by 10 with 6 missed foul shots. Now at the other end, Krause rushes into a quick shot, misses it. Hawthorne collects the miss, goes all the way, and he lays it in. 31 for Amon Hawthorne. It's an 8-point game with 2.5 to go. And the Indians starting to believe in the comeback. Gardner with it. Gardner run into, nearly lost the basketball, but they get it over the timeline now. Fry sends a pass across the court. It's intercepted by Robinson and stolen. He saves it from going out of bounds. Robinson up the floor, cutting through the D. Running shot will not go, but he's fouled. Oh, baby, this one's getting good out of nowhere. I think Dom DeCicco is going to have to use another timeout. Darian Robinson will shoot a couple of free throws after the timeout. The steal by Robinson at one end, the run out all the way down the floor, and he went to the rack and got fouled. And what was a massive lead, it was a 21-point game. After 3 quarters, it has been cut to just 8. Maybe outside of the guys on that Penn Hills bench, I'm not sure anybody believed that this game would be this contentious this late. This looked like it was signed, sealed, and delivered for TJ going to the semifinals, and all of a sudden, Amon Hawthorne has gotten hot. He has scored 31 points. Tyrone Johnson has knocked down a couple of shots. We've seen Darian Robinson, who will shoot 2 free throws, score a dozen. And the pressure of Penn Hills has gotten them back into the game. Darian Robinson to the foul line. And the first free throw is no good. They are now 4 for 11 at the stripe. Second one for Robinson. They need it, and he gets it. And now the pressure. Turkoglu with it. Steps into a double team. Lobs one down the floor to Krause in the corner. Now it's out to Fry. Fry, as we approach 2 minutes to go, weaving around Robinson. Hands it off to Gardner. Remember, no Egerton on the floor. He fouled out. Sear with it. Feeds it to the post. It's Fry. Fry has it knocked away. He gets it back. Now he loses it. Goes to his backside. Needs to get rid of the basketball, and it's stolen by Calix Clark. 63-56. Hawthorne down the floor quickly to the goal. Layup. Good. Amon Hawthorne with 33 points, and it's a 5-point game. Now Turkoglu with it over the timeline, and he is fouled by Hawthorne as he crosses the mid-stripe. Amon Hawthorne with his second personal. How did this game get this close this fast? 63-58. Turkoglu to the foul line for some huge free throws, and he makes number 1. And boy, will free throw shooting potentially be looked at in this game if Penn Hills does not come back all the way. TJ with Turkoglu, the second up and in. 2 big shots there from the stripe. 65-58. Here's Hawthorne with it, weaving through traffic, running layup, no. Turkoglu with the rebound, sends a long pass up the floor to Fry. Fry tiptoeing the near sideline. He is fouled by Tyrone Johnson. Nearly another turnover. And that is the fifth rather on Tyrone Johnson. He is done. Johnson with 6 points, fouls out. He's been big on the glass, big defensively here down the stretch, as it'll be Justin Fry to the foul line. Fry, first one, no good. Minute 27 to go, 65-58. Thomas Jefferson, they led by 21 after 3, and he goes 1 for 2 to Justin Fry. A 25-point game for the second straight postseason contest for Justin Fry, and a timeout will be taken by Chris Giles. They believe they have one remaining now. Boy, what an unexpected turn of events here at Norwin High School. TJ had this thing well in hand. They have hit a wall in the quarter. They have scored 13 points in the frame, and Penn Hills, their offense, much like it did in the regular season, it took a little while, but it's come alive late. 26 points in the frame for the Penn Hills Indians. Rabel will come back in. Rabel, who got a brief burst early. Jeff Rabel. He will step on, a rare appearance. Egerton is fouled out. Krause is out of the game right now on the bench. Hawthorne takes the inbound. Amon Hawthorne has scored 33 points in this one. And it's been brilliant. Now he'll pull up on a really deep three. Oh, and it's good! Amon Hawthorne from way beyond the arc. Turkala takes the inbound ahead to Fry. Fry trying to get it over the timeline, run into. Now he loses the basketball. Knocked away by Clark, gets it back. Baseline feed. It's Rabel who lays it in. Jeff Rabel, who's barely played tonight, lays it in. Now Hawthorne tries to answer with another three, and he does! 39 for Amon Hawthorne. It's a 4-point game with 53 seconds to go. Are you kidding me? Amon Hawthorne. 39 points on the board for the 6'3 senior, who is not going down in his final WPIAL playoffs without the fight of a lifetime. Hawthorne with a season-high 39 points, and it's 68-64. A timeout on the floor, 53.1 seconds to go as TJ clings to life here. They try to hold on. What looks like an insurmountable lead has nearly been erased by the Penn Hills Indians. Well, you give Penn Hills a lot of credit. They could have checked out of this thing when they got down by 21, said, hey, you know what? Time to start thinking about the state playoffs. No, sir. The Indians, led by Chris Giles, their head coach, and Amon Hawthorne, their star player. I'll tell you what, if you're a college basketball coach, you want Amon Hawthorne on your basketball team because he is just a fighter. 39, including a massive, massive three. He has knocked down 7 3-pointers. Sear takes the inbound. Gets it off to Turkala. Turkala's going to bring it over the timeline. Turkala turns around, and a foul is called quickly with 46.7 to go, and that will be on Robinson. Not sure if Penn Hills wanted a foul that quickly, but it will send Turkala to the line. He's made his last 3 at the stripe. He missed 3 of his first 4 tonight, but he makes that one, and he's got a 20-point game. Nick Turkala, the leading scorer for TJ this year, now with a 20-piece tonight. He'll go to the line to try to make it a 6-point lead, and he does. 21 for Turkala at 70-64. Hawthorne with it at the other end. He has the hot hand, goes behind his back, gets free, steps through, leaning 3-ball. Oh, and it goes again. He's unconscious. Amon Hawthorne, 70-67, and now Fry is fouled as he brings it over the timeline. 42 points for Amon Hawthorne, and a leaner of a 3 goes in for the senior. Incredible. Fry to the free throw line. It's a one-possession game and still really tons of time to go with 30.8 on the clock. And big free throws for Fry, who makes number one. The second one coming for the junior Justin Fry. In and out, no good. Ball tipped out of bounds by Clark, and it's going to be Thomas Jefferson basketball. That is a huge play right there. A 4-point lead, and Clark goes up and deflects the ball out of bounds on the rebound. Kraus back in the game. He gets it into Turkula. Turkula, and a reach-in foul call. That will go against Cameron Glenn. His third. It stops the clock with 26.4 to go. Penn Hill's now needing some misses at the other end. Nick Turkula, 21 points in the game, and he misses number one. What a thriller tonight at Norwin out of nowhere. Second one, Turkula got it, rattles it home. He's got 22 points, 72-67. Hawthorne quickly over the timeline, drives to the rack, bank shot good. Quick bucket for Hawthorne. Turkula with it off the inbound, goes ahead to Fry. Fry will be fouled by Dallas Smith as he crosses midcourt with 13.2 to go. It's a 3-point game, 72-69. Amon Hawthorne has scored 44 points in this quarterfinal. And the first foul shot up and in for Fry. Hawthorne with 27 points in the quarter alone. I don't know if I've ever seen that in my life. 27 points in one quarter for Amon Hawthorne, but Fry 1 for 1 and 2 for 2 at the line. He's got 28 points, and it's a 5-point lead for Thomas Jefferson with 13.2 to go. And now if you're Penn Hills, got to get down the court. There's timeout is on the floor. Got to get down the court, make a quick three, and then you got to get a turnover or a foul very, very quickly. Well, I think there's a lot of people who grabbed their coats. There were folks on this Penn Hill side in particular who grabbed their coats and purses, and they made their way to their cars during this fourth quarter. And I hope right now they're listening to KDKA radio and thinking, why did we leave that basketball game? Because they have missed a quarter that you will never see in Amon Hawthorne, who has scored 27 points in this frame. As a team, they have scored 37 in the quarter. When's the last time you saw a team score 37 in a high school basketball game in one quarter? Wild stuff happening tonight on KDKA Radio, the flagship home of the WPIAL. Glenn going to inbound from his own baseline. They got to go quick. They get it to Hawthorne. Hawthorne over the timeline. Hawthorne leaning, going to pull up for three. Bounces around, doesn't go. Rebound inside. Glenn put back, blocked by Fry. Now the ball deflected out of bounds with 3.2 to go. And Thomas Jefferson can taste survival. Robinson will inbound. They got to go quick. Robinson looking, gets it into Hawthorne. Hawthorne leaning into a three, bounces out, and the horn sounds, the game is over. Thomas Jefferson survives. Final score, Jaguars 74. Penn Hills 69, and the Indians nearly pulling off a comeback for the ages with Amon Hawthorne leading the way, but Thomas Jefferson holds on. Post-game show coming up next. Final score 74-69. Thomas Jefferson goes to the semifinals for the second time in 3 years as they beat Penn Hills tonight in the KDK Radio High School Basketball Game of the Week, powered by Bowser Chevrolet on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app.
When was the last time you watched your home movies?
Disasters strike unexpectedly. Every year, American families lose the one thing they'd run back into a burning building for, their family's memories. Hi, I'm Nick.
And I'm Adam. We started Legacy Box to help save your family's most important recorded moments so you don't have to worry.
Load Legacy Box with your old movies, film reels, and shoeboxes of photos.
We work our digitizing magic, converting those memories right to the cloud so they're safe and accessible forever.
It's fast, we always send your originals back, and it's done right here in the USA.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box. Better Homes and Garden, Real Simple, and Inc. magazine are all talking about Legacy Box.
New York Times columnist David Pogue says, have them digitized. I wish I'd done it sooner. Take action. Save your family's memories today with Legacy Box.
Go to legacybox.com/value to get an incredible 50% off your Legacy Box. That's legacybox.com/value for 50% off while supplies last. legacybox.com/value.
Here's the latest from the KDKA Community Message Board.
Join Coach Dave Gray for a Next Point Wins book signing at Play It Again Sports in Cranberry, Saturday, February 21st, 1 to 4 p.m. Support youth sports. 10% of sales will support Assisted Goals Foundation. Details at kdkaradio.com. Schley Deck and Fence Company. Call today for an estimate on your rotten, rusted, paint chipping railings. Get your railings safe again by spring. Call 412-515-6575. Schley Deck and Fence. SchleyDeckCompany.com. Looking for a unique night out in Pittsburgh? Don't miss Pop Couture, Fashion, Fame, and Obsession. It's a high-energy mix of dance, music, and jaw-dropping style, making its Heinz Hall debut Monday, April 20th. Part of Pittsburgh Earth Day's Ecolution Gala. Tickets on sale now at pittsburghearthday.org/ecolution.
Details at kdkaradio.com.
At AHN, we see you juggling 100 things at once. That's why we made it easier to book with the doctors you need. With AHN online scheduling, you can book with your primary care provider or get time with a specialist. Visit ahn.org/schedule, answer a couple of simple questions, and search for providers, locations, and times that work best for you. Easy online scheduling. Because at AHN, we see you.
Tune in this Sunday morning at 8 for the Coons Cooking Hour with Rob Pratt and the Coons Market Team when they discuss delicious pasta recipes. It's the Coons Cooking Hour, presented by Coons Market, your hometown Pittsburgh grocer.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. CordellCordell.com.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell. Licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
We welcome you back to Norwin High School. Final score 74-69, as it is a victory tonight for the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars. And we're now joined by the player of the game tonight in Justin Fry. 28 points as TJ goes to the semifinals. Take me through that fourth quarter, if you will. What was that all about?
Well, you know, when you let a Mon get hot, he don't miss. So he was really the only reason why they came back like that. You know, our best defender, Kane Egerton, fouled out, and that caused him to definitely do what he did. So that's just a job to the other players, so we got to step up and guard somebody like that.
It's obviously a four-quarter game, though, and you guys were able to build that big lead. What was working, particularly through those first three quarters for you guys defensively, and it seemed like you were able to transition that into your offense?
Defensively, you know, Kane was shutting them on down. And then, you know, we really moved the ball well, got downhill. Once we stopped settling for threes, then that's when everything really clicked for us.
It seemed like, particularly when you guys were clicking, you were getting offensive rebounds. You were getting the ball inside, you and Nick. Can you take me through just the physicality of the game down low to get those rebounds?
Yeah, we knew. Actually, we read a stat. South Fayette got 2 offensive rebounds against them in their last game. So it was mine and Nick's job to really get down there, be physical, and grab as many as we can.
I talked to Coach DeSico before the game. He said he felt like you guys came out in the first round, you know, trying to get your footing a little bit of being in the playoffs and playing in a big atmosphere. He felt like you guys got better as that game went on. Is this maybe another learning lesson for you tonight about a four-quarter game, and now you take that into the semifinals?
Yeah, can't give up a big lead like that, and that's just that. Can't give up a big lead.
What's it like going to the semifinals? What are the emotions?
It's great. I mean, 2 years ago we lost to the Moon, so got to get to the Whitfield this year. We're chomping at the bit, as Coach Don DeSico would say.
You were a young guy for that game 2 years ago. That was a thriller, a big-time thriller against Moon. What is it going to take for this team to now get over that hump and get to the championship game?
Got to lock down on defense. Got to get out in our transition game. We're definitely playing the best when we get out in transition. Got to move the ball and got to rebound.
You guys have one loss against a WPIAL team this year. What is it about this team this year, from a 10-win team last year now to 22 wins this season? What has clicked for you guys as a collective from one year to the next?
Really, we're family. We all click so well together, and whenever we're rolling like this, there's nobody that can stop us.
Was that the biggest sigh of relief that you ever had in your life when that horn hit zero and the clock hit zero and the horn sounded?
Yes, it was.
Justin, congratulations. Great job. Great playing. 28 points, our player of the game, Justin Fry, as TJ wins at 74-69. Yeah, I would think that is a sigh of relief like you wouldn't believe. There's two stories in this game. One, Thomas Jefferson's going back to the semifinals where you would think that they're going to be a favorite. The other is what happened on the other side. And that's Amon Hawthorne. 44 points for Amon Hawthorne, 27 points in the fourth quarter. I remember a couple of years ago, there was a guy, Mekhi Valentine, who played at Steel Valley. He scored 19 in a first quarter. And I thought, I've never seen a guy score 19 in a quarter before. Amon Hawthorne went for 44 tonight, and 27 of that came in the final 8 minutes. I mean, just think about an 8-minute quarter, you score 27 points. I mean, that just should not be able to be done, but it was tonight by Amon Hawthorne. But unfortunately for Penn Hills and Chris Giles and this resilient, tough Penn Hills team, it comes in a losing effort. Let's look at the final scoring numbers for Penn Hills tonight. 4 points for Calix Clark, 2 points for Cameron Glenn, 44 points for Amon Hawthorne, 13 for Darian Robinson, and 6 for Tyrone Johnson. They scored 37 points in the final quarter. They had 32 points in the first 3 quarters, put up 5 more than that in the final frame alone. And the bad news for Penn Hills in particular in this loss, they were 5 of 12 at the free throw line and lost by 5 points. You go 10 of 12 at the line, and we might still be playing basketball right now at Norwin High School. But it's a win for Thomas Jefferson. They got 2 points from Jeff Rabel, and that was a big 2 points. That came when they were kind of desperately looking for offense down the stretch. They get 2 points from Rabel there in the final couple of minutes. Noah Sear with 9 points. Kane Egerton with 8. 28 points for Justin Fry. And Nick Turkula with 22, Nathaniel Rice with 2 points for the Jags. They were 18 of 24 at the line, missed a couple to make this thing even more hairy for them down the stretch, but they do enough to come away with a victory. They scored 21 points in the final quarter to get that win. What a doozy of a basketball game this was. The winner will move on to the semifinals, and that'll be Thomas Jefferson to take on either Ringgold or Hampton. Those two teams in action right now. It was a pretty tight game last we heard between the Ringgold Rams and the Hampton Talbots. Right now, it is Ringgold leading Hampton with 6:21 to go, 40-37. So for Thomas Jefferson, they know Ringgold well. They're in the same section. They played them twice this year. And you go back, they beat them 79-71 back on December 22nd, and they beat Ringgold on February 2nd by a final score of 76-69. So a couple of tight ball games, and you have a Ringgold team right now that, boy, they're looking to be Cinderella and make it to the WPIAL championship game as a 15 seed, trying to pull off their second straight upset tonight as they take on the Hampton Talbots. Up next for us, before the WPIAL Championships, next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we will have a semifinal showdown in Class 6A. That is coming up Monday night at North Allegheny High School. It'll be a 6A matchup between the Newcastle Red Hurricanes and the the Central Catholic Vikings. We'll be with you from North Allegheny High School. Tip-off of that game at 7:30 right here on KDKA Radio. What a basketball game this turned out to be. Didn't look like 1 through 3 quarters, but it certainly finished as one as Penn Hills rallies back. They get it to within 3 points after trailing by 21 after 3, but they fall to the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars, who for the second time in 3 years will head to the semifinals. They will look for their first ever championship appearance under head coach Dom DeSico, and they will do that Tuesday night at a site and time to be determined against either Ringgold or Hampton. We'll talk to you Monday night next for that 6A semifinal. Great game tonight. Thanks so much to Colin Dunlap for his work on the countdown to tip-off, Margot Rensall, Ryan Thiele, Gabe James, our whole crew here with Chris Barish and Ben Tenuta here at Norwin High School as we say goodnight from a thriller out of nowhere, an unexpected thriller tonight at Norwin, as in the 5A quarterfinals, Thomas Jefferson punches their ticket to the semis. The final score tonight, Thomas Jefferson 74, Penn Hills 69. I'm Josh Roundtree. Hope you have a great rest of your night. This is the KDK Radio High School Basketball Game of the Week, powered by Bowser Chevrolet on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
This Odyssey Sports broadcast has been brought to you by Geico. Switch and save. Get more with Geico.
It is Rachel and John, and it's your Jagoff Late Night, and we are at 5 Foster Plaza, where we tell you to come every Friday around 4:15, 4:30, because we have snacks, we have treats, sometimes we have drink treats. We have both tonight.
I cannot wait.
But you can always come down and see who's on the podcast, kind of see behind the scenes. And listen, the traffic's really not that bad, so don't be a yinzer and complain about that.
There you go.
Well, we'll put you on our blog.
We do, yes. And we do tell you all the time that the term Jagoff is a term of endearment, but we do call out Jags. We didn't need to this week.
We did not.
It's Lenten week,
right.
So what did you call out?
We took it a little easy. Well,
we did a roundup.
What we did is we said, what would Pittsburghers do? Well, how do you bend the rules for Lent if you're, a Christian that's following the Lenten rules? And really, we put up there, listen, it's okay if your pierogies, which are non-meat, or just happen to be cooked in the leftover grease from Ernie Ritchie's sausage,
okay.
Right?
Yes.
And, and if you have Mancini's bread and you're trying to just do bread and butter on Friday, if there just happens to be a pound of salami there and it's going to go bad,
okay, now you're pushing it. Yeah.
I think you can do it. Listen,
13 years Catholic school.
It's all from the Yinzer Pope. You've seen him on the Steeler games.
I have, yes. In addition, and we would be remiss if we didn't bring up the fact that our guest who's coming up was actually on Pittsburgh Her, but the newest edition, the newest episode that's out, we featured Hannah Olson, who is H.O. Melange. You know her well. She's been no stranger to this podcast.
Pronounce her cookie.
H.O. Melange. Oh, a macaron.
Macaron.
Did you hear it?
Right.
And then also, our own Johnny created our newest T-shirt.
Right. So it's going to be a limited supply. I'm not just Irish. I'm Pittsburgh Irish. You Jagoff T-shirts that will be going on sale this week.
Mm-hmm.
And get in there, get them, because once they're gone, they're gone.
That's it.
Yeah.
John, would you like to select a Jag brag, a Jag tag, or do you want to straight up call out a Jagoff?
I want to do a Jag brag.
Okay.
And it's a double because...
Triple.
Okay, we'll go triple. Well, okay. I know two of.
Okay.
So we know that over the last few weeks, we've been pushing that the Heinz History Center has been up for #1 again in the USA Today poll. And our little suburb, Jamestown, New York, up there, Lucille Ball's hometown, the National Comedy Center, look at my hat, National Comedy Center in Jamestown, New York, they were both voted #1 in their categories as in Heinz History Center, #1.
#1 in America for the third year in a row.
Right. In the National Comedy Center, #1 in America for
pop culture. Yeah.
And what was your third?
Well, the biggest thing I thought was, guess what's back? Picklesburg.
Picklesburg is back.
Here was the best part. As soon as Picklesburg was announced that it was the 16th through the 19th, yes, an extra day again, thankfully, Thursday to Sunday, we had 2 phone calls that said, does this mean the Jags are a part of it? And the answer from the PDP was, yes, as long as there's a Dilcathlon.
And
John
that
Rachel
means the Duke of Drinking,
yes.
the mayor of Picklesburg, and the Earl of Eating.
Yeah,
which
pretty exciting.
Probably one of the most fascinating pictures you'll ever get at Picklesburg.
Which is
but the
code for
grossest
disgusting.
Thing ever.
Yeah, it's
right.
the most disgusting thing you'll ever see. All right, let's go to our happy hour because that charcuterie is calling my name. We have Shaquela from Pear Charcuterie, who remains the #1 listen on Pittsburgh Her because we've already interviewed you, and it was absolutely phenomenal. I will spare them what we talked about because it will be very different than what we're going to talk about here. But welcome. This is your first time here. We love having you, and we love that you brought us best cheese.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wait, and I mean, so
Pass
much.
it along, John.
All
Pass
right,
it
so
along.
tell me a little bit about this. Was this something you just always you liked charcuterie and you decided to make it your job, or no, you were doing something related and said, okay, let's do little micro charcuterie buckets like we have right here. Rachel, here, I'm going to pass this to you.
I actually started to learn about cheese. I spent a little bit of time in Europe working on a project and work, and so I started to learn about cheese. This was right before COVID. So came back home to Pittsburgh from Portugal during COVID and was so bored that I actually am missing the food from Portugal. I started, learning more about cheeses here. And so I started catering out of my house, like hosting events and parties because it was COVID again. We had to, isolate. And so that sort of turned into catering charcuterie boards and now catering, at a much larger scale. So
I always joke that my grandmother made pepperoni and cheese. That was what we called a pepperoni and cheese tray back in the day in the Tupperware little triangular circular thing with triangles in it. But charcuterie has taken a whole new level so much that we've often had to practice saying charcuterie.
Right.
So what do you have in here? Caleb earlier said there's candied walnuts in there.
So So we partner with a lot of local businesses at Pear. Like that's our moat. We partner with a lot of small businesses, so small Black women-owned businesses. We have Best Bets Bakery. She provides our cheesecakes. Early Mays Bakery. She does our sweet potato pies. But we also partner with some larger Pittsburgh businesses, and our favorite is Penn Mac. They've been a huge partner of ours. So in that box, you actually see some of Penn Mac's candied pecans. So they're the best pecans. Yep.
And is this an example of
they
what
weren't walnuts, John? Shut up.
John forgot I was talking. I don't know. Is this an example of what we would expect? Like, what is this called?
This is something. So so if you don't know about Pear yet, we actually are coffee, cheese, and charcuterie shop. We actually have a build your own charcuterie bar downtown. So you can actually come in downtown. We have our bar set out. You can build your own personal charcuterie box. So that's what this is.
I did not know that part.
Yeah.
What?
And we actually so this is actually one of our most popular items. Our huge clients are like corporates who use this for meetings, and so we customize these boxes. We can do anything from gluten-free to vegan to no meat, turkey, pork. So the boxes are like super popular. So that's why we bought those today.
Can I come in and just get one of these out of a refrigerator?
Yep, they're right in our grab and go cooler. Yes, you absolutely can.
I remember we were saying that we should just run down there.
Gosh,
yes. So these, if you don't section it or anything, do you say if you're building your own, you can have a certain amount of cheese, certain amount of fruit, that kind of thing?
Yep, you could select 3 cheeses, 2 meats on our bar, and any of your accompaniments, and you can start building out your own.
And then, correct me if I'm wrong, but the space is also available for people, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We have 2 spaces now. Yeah. So so we have 1 space at 201 Smithfield Street. That is our traditional coffee, cheese, and charcuterie shop. We do workshops. So we do charcuterie workshops, syrup making workshops, and so our workshops have been super popular. We need a bigger space for our workshops, and so we are moving into our second space, 215 Smithfield, to start to facilitate our workshops. We're going to be doing some private dinners and events there. So second space, yeah.
I love this.
Nice. Second space
so
means double the work, right? But that's okay, right?
That's true,
Did anybody prepare you for being in business by yourself?
No, I mean, to be honest with you, I just, no.
Let's go.
I'm ready to go. I think over the next, few years, this is what it is. I'm trying to be an entrepreneur, so.
Yeah, no.
Well, you're not. You're certainly trying very hard because you're doing such a good job at it. So, where can everybody find you, follow you, all that good stuff online, so that they know more about
So you can find us online at www.pairpgh.com, Instagram at pairpgh. You can give us a call. If you look on our Google site, you can see our phone number. You can give us a call anytime. And then also just stop in. We're at 201 Smithfield Street. We're open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then we're going to be 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Saturdays. So we hope to see you soon.
Oh my
Absolutely
God.
amazing. And we also have cold brew and drinks back there.
Yeah,
I'm
drinking blueberry lemonade.
Yeah, we make our own syrups in-house. So you are drinking our blueberry lemonade. Our popular syrups that we bought today are our house-made blueberry and our house-made sweet potatoes. So,
I love that.
Yeah.
I have to try the sweet potato.
This, I have to admit, so what is this is the sweet potato.
This is sweet potato.
And it's a drink?
That's the syrup.
It's syrup.
The syrup.
Yep.
Oh, that goes in the coffee.
And it goes in our lattes.
I put it
He was
in here
about to
because I
take a
thought
shot.
I
I
was
just
going to
want
be
everybody
allowed
to
to
be
dip my cheese in it. I thought I was going to dip my cheese in
I
it.
stopped you.
It's a sweet potato. And it's our classic. I mean, it's actually my mom's, inspired by my mom's
sure.
signature sweet potato pie like recipe. So it tastes just like sort of like sweet potato pie.
We really appreciate that. One more time, what's
I'm
the website?
obsessed with you.
www.parapgh.com.
It is John and Rachel. You jag off late night. A little message from our friends at People's Gas.
Welcome to People's Clean Hydrogen Pilot Program. Here sits no ordinary container. It's a drop-in unit that transforms natural gas into clean, cost-effective hydrogen that could provide you with affordable, safe, and reliable energy with as few emissions as possible, removing carbon and making a product, not a pollutant. So no, it's no ordinary box. It's a powerful decarbonization tool, and just one of the ways Peoples is innovating the future of energy.
Your source for official traffic information. Hear it on News Radio KDKA.
It's Rachel and John on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
There we go. It's John and Rachel. You jag off late night back here.
You're still chewing because it's amazing.
I have a few, the candy.
Pear charcuterie.
Pecans, not walnuts, John.
Don, if you would like anything out of one of our amazing pear charcuterie boxes, because I know you've not eaten yet.
I'm sticking with the
you went to the
sweet
ice
potato syrup
And was
in
it
the coffee.
It was good?
It's so good.
Right.
Is that
I can't
right?
wait to try it.
There
It's
you go.
amazing.
Who would have thought? That's exactly right. Well, John thought it was a dip. I thought it was a drizzle for the cheese.
I knew it was coffee. The moment she said the cold brew was there, I was like, okay, I'm in.
That's what we're
You're
doing.
like, I've lived this life. We just
Of course she has, and that
down in
voice.
the bunker here at KDKA. So Don Keyser, executive director of the Pittsburgh Film Office. You're in the news right now because all the tax credits
When
and
isn't
everything
she?
like that.
Aren't I
we
in
got
the news
Mayor
every day?
Kingstown.
Come on.
But yeah, you are indeed. And so, but I think you're also in everybody's front line as soon as they see you. All right, where's the next? Who's coming to town? All that kind of stuff. And
you are in
so
the know.
first of all, just update us. We know you have the gala coming up here. So what do you want to
Party.
talk about first?
Let's see. Lights, Glamour, Action, March 14th. Highmark presents Lights, Glamour, Action. We're very grateful to our sponsors at Highmark, and they've been with us for 8 years now.
Wow.
Nice.
This is the 26th year of doing the party.
Wow.
Last year, my dress lit up. This year, it will not.
Oh,
it was
shucks.
special last year.
That dress was amazing. Of course, every year you
well, thank you. But last year, so for the people watching and listening, it lit up. It's with the
Legit.
skyline of Pittsburgh,
Yeah,
LED
it was
lights
so
across
good.
the ball gown
Yeah.
skirt.
Yeah.
Took me 5 years to get that dress made, but we're pretty excited. Lights, Glamour, Action. It's the
counting?
party in Pittsburgh to celebrate the film industry. Everyone's invited. Tickets are available at our website at pghfilm.org. So
You never know who you're going to brush elbows with, right?
You literally
because
don't.
last year, the cast from Mayor of Kingstown was in,
And
right?
this year they're supposed to come too.
There you
So,
go. We
yeah.
met the guy that owns the Buffalo Bill House last year.
Yes, he's a celebrity too.
We have yet
I'm
to
never
go
going to
there.
sleep in that
had
place.
him on yet. We
You
need
should.
him on. Yeah.
But you could probably go there. He lets people stay there.
Oh yeah, I would
Yeah,
stay
me
overnight.
either, Don,
I would
me
definitely
either.
stay overnight.
Yeah, I would not.
I think it's creepy. And we know it's a movie, 1990 Silence of the Lambs. But yeah, no, we want them to be successful, so we send people out there.
And it is so important. Go to this because by coming there, it's a fundraiser, correct?
The Film Office is a 501c3 organization. We represent all 10 counties in southwestern Pennsylvania, and we raise all our own funds to be here. So it's the one fundraiser we do a year.
Yeah.
And it is a fundraiser. It's a lot of fun. It really celebrates the industry. We've got some fun cocktails this year. We're calling it an immersive camera experience. 2 years ago, you got to be in the Barbie car. Last year, we were recreating Night of the Living Dead and maybe some Mayor of Kingstown scenes. I'm not quite sure what, but you get to be an actor too. You get to be a part of it all. So that's all going to happen on the 14th at the event. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
And where is it, Don? I'm sorry.
Oh, at the Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and I like the fact that it celebrates the folks from the IATSE, the people that work here in the film industry. It's like their night our night to celebrate them.
It's our night for everybody to celebrate and shine, no matter if it's a commercial, TV industry, whoever it is. Our union crews is really what makes this industry go.
Sure.
There's over 5,000 people that work in this industry on this side of the state. They've brought in over $2.5 billion of new money to this region's economy. So it's important that we celebrate them, and it's a fun way to do it. Black tie optional. You'll see all kinds of stuff. I encourage people to dress up. This year, I'm hoping for some people to recreate the costumes from Hershey, the movie that'll be out in July.